I think that allowing for the book being, after all, a parody, something like 1984 could actually happen. This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. We shall abolish the orgasm. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
The Epstein files. There are none. Okay, as far as the Epstein list, there is no Epstein list. The evidence suggested there really was not an Epstein list if you were watching this case with any sort of eagle eye.
The Justice Department released so many records from the Epstein files today, more than 3 million pages plus videos and photos, that if you were to print them out and stack them up, they'd be about 3 times taller than the Statue of Liberty.
The Epstein files. There are none.
More than 3 million pages.
More than 3 million pages.
3 million pages.
It's over 3 million more pages.
Releasing more than 3 million pages of documents.
Justice Department releasing more than 3 million pages of documents related to convicted defender Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein files.
The Epstein files. There are none.
This is Karate Man. Double leg. The jump kick. The side kick. The roundhouse. The tie kick. Body.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel. On this Wednesday, this is Breaking the Narrative, and I have here with me Verbal Riot, and we're going to be joined soon by Mr. Robert Barnes, but he's not here yet, so I figured we'd go live and just talk about some of the stuff that's been going on, and then when Robert gets here, we're going to get into some of today's news, like the hearing of Pam Bondi, Epstein file stuff. We're going to talk all about the legal ramifications of what's going on with the files, as well as some more things, getting Barnes's thoughts on what's going on with ICE and just some current event stuff. And so we're going to get into all of that stuff as soon as he joins us. But in the meanwhile, what's going on, Dante? How have you been? It's been a week, man.
It has been a week, man. I've been good-ish.
Okay. Ish. I feel the ish.
Yeah. Like, I feel like personally, I'm okay. I just feel like the world is very sick.
Yeah. You can say that again. I mean, like, as we were about to go live, because I've been trying to stay off social media a little bit, because of all the stuff that's happening. And I just heard about this mass shooting that happened in Canada, in my old neck of the woods. Like, I'm literally like, what this happened in my city. It's one of the biggest mass shootings that's ever happened in Canada. And it's devastating. It's like, I think about 9 or 10 kids have died. I think the person shot their mother as well as their brother. Apparently this individual was a trans person. And I mean, this stuff is getting crazy now. I mean, even Canada apparently is not safe from what's happened. Let me bring up this article here. I know that RCMP is protecting the pronouns of this person. That's because apparently that's really important. Here is one of the
I would
New York
feel so
Times ones.
stupid doing that if I were, you know, in the legacy media, right? Like I would feel really stupid, like going out of my way to protect pronouns of a killer, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like this person just killed a bunch of people,
Including his
a bunch
family.
of kids. Yeah, and his family.
And his own family. But yeah, we have to protect his pronouns, right?
Here, I think I think I saw this thing. Let me pull it up so you guys can see it. So you can see it with your own eyes. What's up, Darren? Darren is from British Columbia. So, yeah, Tumbler Ridge, north of Fort St. John, 9 dead, including the shooter. Yeah, and also killed his mom and his stepbrother, apparently. This person apparently had major mental illness, as if that.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, surprise, surprise. Was apparently well known to the police because they had been there on prior calls. Like basically, like people had called them before. On
So the police
some types
knew
of
that he was dangerous, or she, or whatever the fuck he is, or
whatever it is. Yeah, they knew the problem. And look at this. Like, look at this, Dante. They call it gun person. Look at this. This is 10 people dead, 25 injured. This is the RCMP. Oh wait, let me.
And then
that includes the deceased gun person.
Okay, and then separately, do you know the gun person's relationship to the?
That includes
gun
the
person.
deceased gun person.
Okay, and then
like because we're talking about. This is absolutely fucking crazy, man.
I see. We live in wicked times, man. We live in like very, very wicked times. Like even, and I'm not even talking about the shooter. I'm talking about what we just saw with the media, right? It's like these people that are put in office, that are put in these places, are going out of their way to protect criminals, right? Like they're going out of their way to protect them, man. Like you look at what's going on over here with ICE and illegals and you know, crime. And what California is doing and how they practically legalized crime, it's like they go out of their way to protect criminals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
And so you think they're going to do anything about Epstein when they won't even fucking arrest you for stealing from Target?
No, it's the craziest thing, Dante. Because I was seeing the other day, like in Florida, they were talking about how some woman was like saying some. Perceived to be like anti-Semitic comments or something about the mayor, and the people showed up at her door and were like, you know, like the officers were trying to arrest her, and I was like, so it's pretty easy to arrest people if they really want to find you, they will. Meanwhile, like I mean, the FBI hasn't like found like you know Samantha Guthrie's mother has been kidnapped. Like, did you hear about that? Like, her mom got kidnapped.
Yes, I heard about all that. And you know what? If she's relying on Kash Patel and his crew to find her, good luck.
She is relying on them. Like, he's supposed to have gone down there. And I'm like, is this person going to be found? Are these individuals going to be found? Like, if this is why I like it's mind-boggling to me. I'm like, because if they really wanted to find you, they could. You know what I mean? Like this is I don't know.
This is my conspiracy. This is my tinfoil hat stuff, right? Like I really do believe that if we were to really just unite and go after all of these elites, and there's a part of me that feels like there's a fail-safe, right? I feel like we're living like in a Fallout kind of situation where they have a plan B, and just in case the people decide to quit being stupid and find their balls, right, and go after them, I feel like there's a contingency plan in place for that, right? Like, again, tinfoil hat, I get it. And maybe I've watched way too many conspiracy movies, but I do believe there is a fallout type contingency plan that if we decide to rise up, some things are going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
they would
some
have
cities are going to
to.
get wiped out, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I do, because I'm like, I mean, at this point though, like, it's like, what the hell is happening on planet Earth? Because nobody seems to be doing much. I can tell you that. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's like, with a freaking straight face. This guy, he's. This is from Viva. Shout out to Viva Fry, by the way, co-host of Robert Barnes, who should be joining us any minute now. But he's like, shocking. This is the press conference on the trans mass murder in Canada. The RCMP spokesperson actually corrects the journalist when she asked the question, referring to the shooter as a he and him. So listen to this.
If you have questions, I'm prepared to take them at this time.
Officer Marina Dea from Global News, could you please expand a little bit on the suspect? Was he known to police? Were there any red flags regarding his mental health?
So a suspect is identified as an 18-year-old female by the name of Jessie. We have a history of police attendance at the family residence.
So they
some
knew.
of those calls were related to mental health issues.
Okay. Wow.
If you have questions,
So you knew.
Wow. Just wow.
Instead of having this dude on a watch list, they just said, okay. Right.
I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, Nina, I get it.
I'm like,
that's why I have such a dark sense of humor, because I have to.
this is where we're at, people.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. My God. Okay, Russell Hall is here. Maybe he's gonna lighten the mood. My God. Russell for $5 says, I think it's a huge mistake to focus on the shooter being trans. The important thing is to remember is that he was white. Okay. Let's take a moment to really recognize the fact that this person was also white. Thank you. Thank you, Russell. He didn't light the moon. I'm really disappointed. Saw, thank you for being a member for 23 months. Says, hi, the beautiful Nina and Verbal. Rest in peace. James Vanderbeek, he lost his fight with colon cancer today. Everybody should go get that checked out. Oh my God, I heard about this earlier. That was another thing that I was like, can this day stop?
I know.
Like,
I know.
Can we please just
Like,
take
I
a minute?
actually met the guy years ago, and really nice guy, man. Really like funny. Like he was making jokes about Dawson's Creek, and had a really good sense of humor about it, you know. And he was really based. Like, I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but he was very based.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, he wasn't like a lefty, man. Like he was pretty based, and yeah, man, it's sad. It's one of those things where you hate to see it happen to somebody so young, you know, because he was fairly young.
Yeah.
And yeah, you hate to see that.
You really do. Fuck cancer. But you know, speaking of based people, we do have a very, 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 very extremely based guest joining us right now. Welcome, everyone, Mr. Robert Barnes. Hello, Robert. Good to see you.
Hey, how goes it?
Hi. How are you? It's been a long time since I've seen you on my channel.
By the way, is it Snoop Dogg that sings about being in Long Beach and sipping on gin and juice, or do I just have that vaguely in my head? Okay, good. All right. I was just in Long Beach, so got some itinerary. That's a cool little neighborhood down in Belmont Shores.
Yeah. I love it. You look great. Your background is totally different since the last time I remember seeing you.
Yeah, I moved. I had a corrupt lobbyist the other day try to dox my address by putting up my legendary disputes with the Infernal Revenue Service. Unlucky for him, I've moved. So hopefully, I hope whoever's there now doesn't, get harassed or something. In Tennessee, back home, and so this is my temporary setup. Once we'll get everything moved and we'll get it, formalized and finalized. But my little sister helped put all this together.
Well, I approve of the Star Trek thing. I will say immediately off the bat, whatever that Star Trek, the Next Generation thing is, I'm down. Are you a Star Trek fan, Robert?
Yeah. Well, my nephew does games and cards and all that stuff. The convention circuit and all that. Yeah, he's like a super. He knows all the comics and all that. And my dad was a massive Star Trek fan. And little sister Laura's a big fan. I like all the old school sci-fi.
Oh my God, me too. Have you seen any of the new stuff?
No, I haven't seen anything since the original. So I haven't seen the whole new show. I haven't seen any of those episodes. So it's one of those things to catch up on. I was catching up on Babylon 5 and Firefly and what was another one? Oh, Stargate SG-1. So they're all recommendations by people at our locals board, Viva Barnes Law.locals.com.
Yes,
the great community. They give great references all the time. So it's good. I haven't been able to like sit down and just absorb. I like those series. I love binging. So I like when the shows are wrapped. So then I can just go through.
Me too. I'm just starting my first rewatch. I guess first watch/rewatch because I stopped in the middle of Stargate SG-1. So I'm going into SG-1 right now. I'm in that world, which is honestly such a welcome thing because this world, Barnes, it's going to hell in a handbasket. I need to get away, man. Where is the Stargate? Can we get off this planet?
Exactly. I mean, it was like if you had Legally Blonde but retarded become Attorney General. We got to see that today by Pam Bondi. I mean, oh my goodness, what a walking, talking disaster. And same day they got this was like, and then the same day they had Bibi Netanyahu in the White House begging for more war somewhere. And on top of all that, they put out Howard Lutnick, Mr. Israel Firster himself, who's all over the Epstein files.
All
and
over.
He's the guy they're going to have talk today about economics. Couldn't you just send him on a vacation for a week at least? I mean, the level of political incompetency in this administration drives me insane.
It's actually crazy. We're going to have to come back to Howard in a minute there, but I just wanted to also introduce you to my wonderful co-host here. This is Dante, aka Verbal Riot. He's here. This is Robert Barnes. If you haven't met him, this is what's going on.
I haven't. It's my first time. Nice to meet you, sir.
Hey, yeah, glad to meet you.
So we're really glad you're here.
You're in Long Beach. That's kind of like near my old hood. Like I was born and raised in downtown LA. So
okay, cool.
But yeah, I used to date a chick in Long Beach, and yeah, it's weird how close it is, but how different it is from LA.
Yeah, it's a little more blue collar. I mean, I lived in Malibu for forever. Then then I moved down to the peninsula portion, and I wish I would have lived over in the Belmont Shores portion because it's more neighborly, it's more communal. You have the little beach area. You can walk to all the Second Street shops. A lot of the cigar shops are more. They're not just upscale. It's a more mixed audience. And I like that part of LA more than much of the rest of LA, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And Long Beach is it's come a long way. Like it's really nice now. Like like if you were going to move to California, I would tell people go to Long Beach.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the more nicer areas. You still get the upscale portion in the sense that I don't think there are any wives that weren't former models walking around.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You still have that. That was the Malibu dynamic. I remember a friend of mine came out with her husband, and she went and did a little jog around. And she was a former model. She's like, it's amazing how nice all the guys here are in Malibu. Like, yeah, I'm sure they are, honey.
Oh my God. And also like a fun factoid about Verbal Riot. He has partied with Diddy, but he hasn't been to a Diddy party.
Yes, there's a difference. Okay.
Yes. It's like it's like randomly meeting Epstein and visiting his island.
I'm telling you, man. Like, luckily for me, I feel like, well, number one, at Diddy's parties, you weren't allowed to like have your cell phone, so they confiscated people's cell phones. But there were other times, right? I've hung out with some questionable people that I didn't know were questionable at the time, right? Like I always tell the stories about me and Harvey, right? But like I didn't know Harvey was into all that crazy shit. Like I didn't know, right? You know, like you're just hanging out, and if someone had taken a picture of us together, all of a sudden I'm guilty by association, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling that right now on that list. They're like, oh shit.
Maybe 05, 06, I was at a party. It was a Kentucky Derby party from a couple from Kentucky, and they had worked high up with Harvey, and they were leaving. Not only leaving Harvey, they were like, "We're out of L.A." And I was like, well, what is it you experienced over there? It was so bad. And they're like, well, you'll find out in time. So that was my clue.
No, you know what? So there were always rumors with Harvey, right? But here's the problem with the rumors is he was the biggest producer in the world at the time, right?
Yep.
The biggest. So on a normal basis, there would be actresses lined up, right, to sleep with him to get certain roles in certain parts, right? Lined up on their own free will, right? They weren't forced or coerced or anything, right? So you hear these stories about people, and yeah, sure, he was a womanizer, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not going to fault a guy for being a womanizer. I mean, you're a man. I get it, dude, right? I mean, come on, right? There's nothing wrong with being a womanizer. I mean, it's like, it is what it is.
I mean, in 2026, there's definitely something wrong with being
but I mean, then it's like, look,
yeah.
You're a man. You got gorgeous women, you know, who are like volunteering themselves to you. So there was always these rumors, right? I didn't know the details. I didn't know he was a monster until I found out with everybody else when it happened. I was like, I had no idea.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people who are feeling that way. I saw a clip today about Joe Rogan, who was like, because I guess he was mentioned in the Epstein files, but then he was mentioned in a way that was like, Joe's not into this. He's kind of timid. So Joe was like, well, you know, like he was just mentioned in passing, like, you know, we tried to get him to come to the island, but he's not interested. And I'm like, freaking based, Joe Rogan. Like, this is why we needed more men to be, you know, that guy. Like we're not going there. I think Finkelstein was another one that was like, you know what? Fuck you guys, like you fucking pedos. I'm not going. Like that guy threatened to kill a bunch of people. He was like, you fuckers, I'm gonna kill your asses if you mention me again. Like if you talk about me.
Well, I love when the left says shit like, you know, we need our own Joe Rogan. I'm like, you guys had your own Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan. You had Joe Rogan. You're right. I mean,
have you guys seen the idea that Epstein tended to use the word "whoops" to describe somebody dead or getting killed?
Yes.
And that, you know, it suggests that and then apparently there's stories about maybe there's dead bodies buried on that New Mexico territory.
Oh, that's so dark, man.
Oh,
It's
everything
so
about that is dark.
dark.
It's like Alex Jones' worst nightmare come to full fruition. I mean, he's been predicting this for 30 years, saying this is what was happening. I was talking to him yesterday, and it's shocking to him, morally horrifying to him. It's not something he thought was happening that he wanted to actually see proven true.
Yeah, correct. Because it's like that, Robert. Because it's like, I mean, I've been following Alex Jones for as long as he's been talking about this stuff. So like now I'm like, you know, this is something like we all knew that was true. Like the conspiracy theory people knew was true, but it's not something you want to be proven right about. Deep down inside, you're always like, I really hope I'm wrong about this. I want to be wrong about this. I don't want this to be the reality.
But I think it's also darker because like we have this weird thing where even though we have seen the things that we have seen as humans, in our minds we still can't comprehend evil, right? Like we can't comprehend it on the level that shit happened on Epstein's island, right? Like that sounds like some Bond villain shit. Like you know, like that it doesn't even. It sounds like a movie. Whoa, it doesn't sound like real life.
Take all the worst horror movies, combine them together, and you have the Epstein files, and it still somehow
that's
understates
insane.
It. You know,
I mean, literally is like that.
I mean, there was a chef talking about jerky and other things, and then you look up his restaurant. They're like, man, I wonder if this is some sort of cannibalism. And the guy's restaurant is entitled Cannibal. That's the name of his restaurant. It's like,
literally
this is like a bad simulation that the new Disney writers took over or something.
Yeah.
It's freaking wild. I'm scrolling my feed right now because it was another bit that came out that I was like, this is like we're living in an actual horror movie, because it was like the guy that was mentioned in the list was Ghislaine Maxwell's sister's boyfriend. And then he died mysteriously falling off the cliff. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is it. Hold on, let me pull this up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of mysterious deaths
freaking
surrounding
nuts.
this thing, man. It's
going to be worse than the Clinton death curse. That's what I was like.
It really is. And the Clintons are wanting to testify about this. Oh my God. Okay. So this is 2. And of course, this name's not redacted because this guy's dead. Okay. Spoiler alert. Al Seckel. They have all sorts of protections around your mugshot picture on Wiki. And so we're hacking Wiki now to remove it and replace it with a photo that you sent, which will have the headline, Jeffrey Epstein, businessman, philanthropist. By the way, we also took you out of the sex offender category and removed the headline in the beginning sentence from Wiki that also stated sex offender. And now it just reads businessman, philanthropist. We recorded the IP address of the people who were going in and changing our edits back and actually hack the site to block them back in. That's why the site has been stable. So this is the kind of shit that was going on. And then spoiler alert, this guy ends up dead. Hand and foot were missing, probably eaten by wild boars. Mysterious death of Ghislaine Maxwell's con man brother-in-law is finally declared a suicide 7 years after he jumped to his death from a 100-foot cliff in France. This is absolutely wild stuff, man.
Well, speaking of wild, did you see like Bill Maher like admitting he was wrong about the Pizzagate stuff?
Oh my God, I saw that. We should pull that up. Do you have that handy?
I do. Let me get it for you. But yeah, I was like, okay, Bill, I give you credit. At least you're willing to admit you made a mistake.
Yeah, because a lot of people are still in denial about that. This is kind of
well, they did a brilliant job of, because I remember following that in live time. When Pizzagate, for those that don't know the background, was when WikiLeaks disclosed the Clinton emails and DNC emails. There was a bunch of Podesta references in there to pizza that didn't make any sense.
Yes,
and the FBI's internal investigative information provided that these are key terms that are often used in the pederast community. Is pizza, the hot dogs, and there's some other ones, jerkies, and there's a bunch of these references that are commonly used as
grape
code.
soda.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
But wait, do you remember when they were trying to make maps a thing, right? Minor attracted persons.
Yeah.
They were trying it so hard to make that a thing.
That was Dante. That was the year, basically the year I started YouTubing, and my very first debate was with Destiny, who was basically talking about how maps are, they're misunderstood, and how it should be it should be part of the LGBTQIA, like they should let them in, and how 3D, child porn is okay. Like this is the craziest.
Wait, Dina, hold up. Destiny was actually defending this stuff.
Absolutely, on this show, on Breaking the Narrative. No. It wasn't on Breaking the Narrative. That was Vito's. That the Destiny one was the first time I met him. I was on Simpcast, Chrissy Mayr's show. Shout out to Chrissy Mayr. It was on her show, and it was like I just gone there. I was really green as a YouTuber. Met Lauren Southern. She was on there. And then Destiny joined, and then Brittany Venti was on there, and then they got into a heavy debate about pedophilia, and it was about
Oh no, I remember that. I remember that clip now. I remember someone posted that. That's the one. Okay,
that's the one.
Didn't Destiny end up getting cucked by his wife or something?
Oh yeah, and much more. Robert, I think he's now. He's been accused of revenge porn now. I think he's going to court for
all those guys always are. I just tell my daughter, if the guy tells you he's a feminist, run, block his number,
Correct.
Get away as far as you can. They're going to be some freaky stalker kind of personality. They always are. They're like these. I didn't really think soy boys existed until I went to Brooklyn. And it was like, this isn't, back to Brooklyn. It isn't that Brooklyn anymore. These guys had you would have thought they were Ethiopian starvation family.
I'm like, wait, Brooklyn is where you found your first soy boys?
Yes, it's the gentrified part of Brooklyn, and that's all they are. That's all they are. It's like
if you would have said maybe Manhattan or LA, I'd be like, sure.
No, they all go to the upscale part of the upscale part of Brooklyn. I mean, you still have parts of Brooklyn still working class.
Sure, yeah.
But the central part that I forget, what do they call that district? I'm blanking on the district. I got a niece that lives there. But it was, I mean, a lot of cool boutique shops, but the soy boys were over the top.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Oh, by the way, Nina, I
Boys
put
are
the
over the
link
top.
in the chat.
I just saw that. Okay, I'm pulling that up right now. I can't believe freaking Stephen A. Smith.
He's pretty based, man.
Yeah, but he didn't used to be Dante. This world has turned upside down.
I didn't used to be based either, though, right? Like I used to be a lefty. I mean, people could change. They could wake up.
True,
right?
man. I mean, it's true. I mean, me too. I mean, I was a lefty once. I guess this is true. But then here we go with Bill Maher of all people.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What were your thoughts about the Epstein files, the 3 million pages being released? And, now we are hearing that Bill and Hillary Clinton have both agreed to testify in the House ahead of the contempt of Congress vote. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, this is certainly something we were talking in my meeting today about what I'm going to talk about on the show Friday, because it's just too interesting. And also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but where does QAnon go for the apology? I mean, QAnon, which believed in lots of really ridiculous things like, Democrats eat babies. Yeah. But they were kind of harping a lot on the idea that the elites are running this pedophile ring. And I mean, I made jokes about them. I also made jokes after the Epstein thing happened originally that were on the idea of, obviously there was some smoke there. Well, now with all that's come out in the last couple of weeks, there's a little more than smoke. It does look like anybody who was at all able to get in touch with Jeffrey Epstein, he was the man.
We're doing it.
It's like he's saying that there's a little bit more smoke. I'm like, it's more like a freaking forest fire, man. It's not even like, it's not even like it's a little flame. Everything is burning down, man.
Yeah, the whole thing's burning down.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and then they all lied about it. Everybody has, and the arrogance also of thinking they could just use their real name in an email, which they did, and didn't try to like couch it in, when I used to get pot before it was legal, it was like, I'd like 2 shirts, please, and no seeds in the shirts this time. You had to sort of codify it. No, they're just openly.
Just that Stephen A. did the little smirk, like, oh yeah, I remember back in the day trying to get some pot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, those were hard times, man. Those were hard times.
Stephen A's feeling it.
You kids today with your dispensaries and all that, man. We had to work for our weed.
I know, man.
This sort of, sexual perversion, and that they were all doing, and lots of people who you didn't think, or I never imagined were doing it. I see these names come up. So, I mean, QAnon, yes, a lot of crazy there, but you know what? You weren't totally wrong about that, guys.
There you go. They weren't totally wrong.
No, I mean, and it's worse. I mean, like I had had a sense of who Epstein was. Gray space, money laundering operator, arms trafficking, human trafficking, involved with Ponzi schemes, master manipulator of people. Hired by Donald Barr, who started out at OSS. At the Dalton School, who left the Dalton School to then write a book about elites having underage sex slaves. I kid you not. You have to look. I was on with Michael Malice and Barnes. Like, Barnes, you got to be making that up, right? You're making. And he starts, Googling. He's like, holy crap, that's the whole book. Space Alien, whatever the title of that book was. But even I had heard the rumors and stories. I mean, there was an incident going back to Shutters in the 90s when he got ratted out by the Santa Monica police that the FBI covered up. There was another incident in Ohio. There was an incident in the early 90s and actually all the way back to the mid 70s. The reason why he had to leave the Dalton School was he was harassing underage girls. But he got wired into the Wall Street world. And he got wired into the Robert Maxwell Israel world. And he basically became Robert Maxwell's successor. I mean, it wasn't a coincidence Ghislaine Maxwell showed up with him. I mean, as soon as you knew that, you knew who he was if you knew who Maxwell was. This is a guy who wasn't born in Israel, never lived in Israel, never a citizen of Israel. and yet he's buried on the Mount of Olives. Now,
Isn't that so crazy?
What's amazing is I had put it a little hush hush at vivabarneslaw.locals.com, where he do these alternative narratives and do these little hush hushes. And on the one on Robert Maxwell, I think his first name was Joachim Lowe. He chose Maxwell, by the way, because he's like, look at all these Maxwell Coffee House things in the grocery store.
Wow.
That's how he chose the name Robert Maxwell. It was like his nom de guerre number 4 or 5. But if you knew who he was, then you knew who Epstein was. But I had always speculated that Mossad had him whacked and threw him over the side of the boat because he was in financial trouble for his latest Ponzi scheme, and he wanted Israel to bail him out to the tune of $400 million back in the early 90s. And he went on his boat, never came back. He fell off. Fell off the boat.
Similar to this, the brother.
That fell off the cliff.
Having to fall off a cliff.
Epstein admits in the emails that he got whacked by Mossad. Epstein was a Mossad asset. He was a French intelligence asset.
Now, hang on, Robert, because we're being told by the very truthful media here that there's a lot of Russian connections. I mean, what about Russia? I'm pretty
That's the only
sure
people he
Putin
couldn't get
is
wired
involved.
into. Now, what is Robert Maxwell was well tied into the whole Soviet network. That went all the way back. But post-Soviet, Putin cut all that off. And that's why he had to beg for somebody else to get him a visa to even visit Russia. He was conspiring to overthrow Putin multiple times with other people and participants. That's just who Epstein was. And I mean, why the administration ever thought that it'd be a good idea? This was something that could exonerate Trump, implicate a lot of his adversaries. Instead, now it incriminates him, exonerates a lot of his adversaries. It was the worst self-sabotage scandal I've ever seen. Worse than even Nixon handling Watergate.
Wow.
And they just keep compounding it with Bondi's disgraceful performance before the House today. She seemed like a junior high girl screaming in the locker room. You know what I mean? It was like,
we're going to talk about that, but before we get there, because we're going to get there, Robert. I got clips. We got to talk about this. But before we get there, I wanted to talk a little bit to you about this headline that came out before Pam went to Congress today. So this was the FBI coming out and concluding that the Epstein wasn't running a trafficking ring for the powerful and the elite. And I guess my question was, like, because of this recent reporting, like, what's up with that? Because Maxwell, Ghislaine was found guilty for human trafficking minors. So and then now they're saying, like, there's no, like, I guess, monetary funds. So, like, what is exactly going on with this, and why are they saying this?
It's a complete cover-up. That's what it's. When they were originally investigating it between 2005 and 2008, there were a bunch of co-conspirators listed. But when they re-examined it between 2018 and 2019, before they re-indicted him, there were a bunch of potential co-conspirators. These are the ones they're trying to redact. A sultan from the Middle East, Les Wexner of Victoria's Secret. That dude is always. There's always been rumors and stories about Les.
So creepy looking, man.
Yes.
Oof.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He's clearly an intense mama's boy. Now the story with him was that he batted the other way, and that's how Epstein set him up. So the sort of you might kind of say a Will Smith kind of story, but or an Eddie Murphy kind of story.
No.
They like chicks that aren't exactly chicks, but there's a lot of stories there. The whole tranny shakedown culture that lives in LA they make their money and survive off shaking down Hollywood celebrities. It's a whole extortion racket. It's a trained thing. It's so second nature to parts of Wall Street, to parts of Washington D.C., to these intel circles, and to Hollywood in the music industry. It's been modus operandi number one for forever. Abuse access to power, Harvey Weinstein style, but also set people up and entrap people. I like to say the corrupt, often in these cases, the prosecution is the cover-up. So the Epstein prosecution was intended to cover up the scale and scope of his involvement. They weren't sure he was going to play ball, so he woke up dead in a way that nobody can figure out yet. From a so-called
Do you think
suicide.
he's dead?
I do think that. I do. The problem is his ego is massive. He's not the kind of guy who can go gently into that good night. Even if there's 100 in, you can see. This is a guy who dodged a bullet in 2008 by bringing all this pressure between Ken Starr and Dershowitz to shut up that case where they had him with over 50 women, including a bunch of underage girls. People forget how Epstein got outed. Was a couple of middle schoolers and high schoolers, young high schoolers, got in a argument in a high school. They found one with $300 in her purse. And she's like, oh, I'm doing some minimum wage work. And they're like, what, at 14? They bring her mother in, and finally it rats out that she's giving massages to Jeffrey Epstein. And that leads to all the local investigation that they but you would think somebody smart would go lower key, not Epstein. He goes higher. He goes up and up and up in terms of his efforts at influence, his efforts at blackmail and extortion. He's a lot like Robert Maxwell. That Maxwell's not a guy who could ever, his ego was too big to go quiet. And so that's why he's not the kind of guy who's going to disappear. Maybe he's hanging out with Hitler and Elvis down in Peru. But I suspect otherwise.
Okay, see, I didn't think that about Elvis, and I didn't think that about Hitler, but I do think that about Epstein. Like, I was like, I was one of the, I think from the, I mean, from the very beginning, because I think because we talked about how, a lot of us conspiracy theory folk know about this kind of stuff. We've known about this kind of stuff for a long time. I feel like when you're in that kind of business, when you're in that kind of racket, they don't just, kill you off when the time comes. They just kind of like, they give you a retirement plan, a very cushy, probably gave him another island or something and like set him off and like was like, you're going to go live your life, the rest of your life somewhere else. And, you're going to be fine. And you're never going to just,
I used to make all the tracking surveillance is mostly all Israeli or Palantir, and he was neck deep with both. So I guess he could protect his face recognition from showing up. Maybe they blocked that out.
Well, I mean, you just saw what they were doing to the wikis. I mean, it's not hard to believe, right? To just like, disappear him like that. But like, it was just funny because I used to make a joke that he probably lives in New York and like just changed his name to Jeff Epstein, like Geoff, and then Epstein, like the way like it's because they're that like they're like, oh, they're that like there's so much hubris going on that they're that that they want to stick it to you, that's the kind of thing that would happen. It's like, oh, yeah, he's here, but he's not here.
The thing is, there's a lot of powerful people that don't want the risk of him showing up somewhere. And that's why I think when they got him in custody, they're like, time to take care of him once and for all.
That's also I agree. True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still think he's alive somewhere. I mean, a lot of people were saying, what were they saying, that he's playing Fortnite in Netanyahu's basement or something?
That's funny. Well, I mean, that's because there are these weird things where his Fortnite account got reactivated at some point after his death. There was somebody who posted on 4chan that all these weird things happened with body doubles, and it turns out that person was actually an officer at the Metropolitan Correction Center where Epstein died. So I mean, these stories are just going to grow and expand. But I think what shocks the normies is, it's like the Bill Maher reaction. You've heard these things, but you thought, oh, it can't be that crazy, right? They can't be talking about buying babies. They can't be talking about things that kind of do sound like some form of cannibalism, that extreme forms of eugenics,
occult stuff. Basically, occult stuff, like straight up occult, like Satanism,
secret caverns underneath that weird like temple he had on the island, and it turns out there's secret underground caverns there that they never even searched. Zorro Ranch in New Mexico.
It's crazy. Did you see? I know you don't like Candace Barnes, but like there was this thing that she showed though.
Oh yeah, where Candace looks vindicated right now.
Doesn't she? Doesn't she?
That's how crazy the world is. Pretty soon, Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens are going to be seen as oracles of truth, which I just find absolutely wild.
It's crazy because there was a thing that she showed where like the CERN people, like the CERN scientist people, there was a video that came out where they were like literally doing like human sacrifice on video, and it's out there. I'm not even going to play it here because YouTube will, I mean, obviously, like I'm not Candace powerful. I can't show that shit. But like it's out there, the video's out there. She showed it, and like they just came out and were like, oh, this was a prank, and no one ever heard anything from it again. But it was a literal human sacrifice that was filmed and leaked. And I'm like, these people are just everywhere. Like they're just literally everywhere.
I don't think it's going to be hard. It was like someone in the chat talking about the photo, but that was an AI photo. But we're not going to be able to know what's real and what's AI. So like there's this picture that they had Epstein like with longer hair and all the rest.
Yeah,
of
I saw that.
But the from what I've heard, they've been able to confirm that that's an AI generated photo. I did like that some people were saying, hold on a second, John Bon Jovi at the Super Bowl kind of looks like Jeffrey Epstein. So maybe he came back in disguise. Maybe they whacked Bon Jovi and it's actually Epstein out there. But it's surreal. It's surreal at a level that's almost unimaginable.
Yeah, this is Russell Hall. Thank you for the $5. Says pictures have surfaced recently from Israel showing a man who looks exactly like Jeffrey Epstein with a beard. Cecil showed them yesterday. Yeah, like I saw that, and Robert is right. They did say that it was. I'm trying to see if I can find it online right now so I can show it to you guys. But they did say that it is AI. Here it is. I mean, it kind of looks AI to me too, but I'm like,
yeah, it's just a little too close. Like you would expect a little bit more. Like you'd expect. Like there's the famous Of the Skies guy. The famous. They actually portrayed this in the last season of Narcos. I guess that second or third season of Narcos Mexico. Where the famous what they call him, Angel of the Skies, but he was the great air smuggler of drugs and cocaine. And there was always a legend because of the way in which he died and kind of that he actually faked his own death and disappeared someplace into Latin America using plastic surgery to disguise his identity. And because actually I think he died supposedly on the plastic surgeon's table, which always seemed a little odd. And I was like, well, that would be convenient. They're like, oh, that's why he doesn't quite look like that guy because he was already through the plastics. It's like maybe he just got a body double and bam, vanished.
Yeah, because that's the old school stuff, right? Like with Saddam, because they did that like originally. That's how it went down. And remember, like everybody was like talking about the earlobe and I wasn't attached, and like the nose and like I remember all that stuff with Saddam. I still have a newspaper clipping that I saved because that back in the day we used to have newspapers. It wasn't online, and it was like the newspaper clipping was like of this like it was like a middle page, and it was of Saddam. The body double at the trial, Michael Jackson's trial, and then the comet that came down that same year was like at the same time. It was like all on the same thing. I saved that clip because I was like, this is like something from like I think we're gonna look back on this and it's gonna be like something out of another world. You know what I mean? Like it's like it feels like that now. It's like as if we went through the Stargate and we're in some other dimension and some other reality. And it feels all very fucked up. But you know what? You are here to talk about Pam Bondi as well. So let's get into what you got a legally blonde Barbie chick. She was there today. She said a lot of things, Barnes. It wasn't good.
She did.
What are your thoughts, man? Like, I mean, I know you like. Here's the thing. I know that you originally you were fighting hard for Trump and this administration. So like I mean I feel like they've let a lot of people down, including you. And a lot of like I mean I saw the stuff that happened with Marjorie Taylor Greene. It made me raise some questions because I was like I know she was a diehard Trump, dare I say Trumper. I hate that word. But she was, she crawled through glass for that guy, man. Like she was a hardcore Trumper. Massey was now they're throwing him under the bus. So I just feel like everyone's kind of been really blackballed on Trump, including you. So can you expand on what's going on with all of this?
Well, really about the first 3 or 4 months, which was pretty much on pace for what the voters wanted. Doge taking out U.S. aid. Tell Ukraine no more deep strikes into Russia. Got at least a temporary ceasefire with Gaza. The Iran, Tulsi Gabbard puts out the report. Venezuela's leaders are not major drug dealers in the National Intelligence Report in March of 2025. Also, that Iran does not have nuclear weapons in March of 2025. Yeah. So it looked on pace, and then. Beginning mid-April, May into June, it all reversed course, and it all corresponds to the Epstein files. I still think the Epstein files is a sabotage operation by the deep state against the president by taking information that incriminates them and exonerates Trump and making it something that incriminates Trump and exonerates them. while basically sabotaging his whole presidency. It's become a donor-driven presidency since the summer. He's married to MAGA, but he's been having an affair with the donors for 6 months. And includes the Venezuelan operation. We got make Venezuela great again, make Israel great again, make Iran great again, make some other country, make Ukraine great again. Who knows what else we're going to try to make great again, other than make America great again. I
saw, I think it was yesterday, I saw an article that said Israel's getting their first shipment of oil from Venezuela. And it kind of made me chuckle because I was like, so they went in and they did all this, but the Americans aren't even getting the oil. They're sending it to Israel.
And the thing is, Venezuela is its crude is undeveloped. It's a dirty form of oil. It's very expensive to extract it. I've never understood, but that's about Paul Singer. Paul Singer owns the Citgo debt. And so basically, if he could topple Maduro, there's a very good chance that Singer will now get for his $50 million investment in the Trump 2024 campaign, about a $15 billion profit. And this is a guy who spent the better part of all these Israel firsters spent a decade attacking Trump. I mean, they were behind the original Russiagate launch.
Yeah.
All of that. They supported the impeachments. They supported the indictments. I mean, all the rest. And he decides, I think he was so eager to win in 2024. I mean, Howard Lutnick's now on record saying this. Lutnick, who supported Hillary Clinton, by the way, in 2016, was pitching Jeffrey Epstein to come to the fundraiser. That's what, while pretending later he didn't know Jeffrey Epstein. Who's that guy? Oh, neighbor. Saw him once in 2005, ran away. All that was a lie by Lutnick, who, by the way, his kids will make a ton of money if the Supreme Court strikes down Trump's tariffs. Right? I mean, his kids are going to get rich sabotaging Trump and the MAGA agenda. It's unbelievable. Look at how he laughs all the time when the Epstein stuff. Oh, this is great. This is great. Trump, Trump's basically acted like the president of Israel, not the president of the United States of America. And he's basically, but what Lutnick himself said was he changed his mind when Trump said, "I'll be Israel's greatest, most friendly president ever if you guys back me." And I think he felt such pressure in the late 2024 to make sure he won. He cut a deal with the devil. And these are people you can't do deals with. These are people you can't trust. They will sabotage you left and right. They will put you in dumb policy after dumb policy. And they've been going nuts on this. And
I think that was my other question about this guy, though, because, I mean, he is...
Doesn't he look like a creep? I mean, the guy just looks like a creep.
He looks like... So many of these guys, Robert, look like such creeps to me.
Like Reid Hoffman. You see Reid Hoffman, you're like... He kind of reminds you of a cannibalistic pederast version of Fat Bastard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It's like, I mean, look at Randy Fine. I mean, that guy is like, you're like Jabba the Hutt, way worse. Just just terrible. But this guy specifically, this is why I'm at my wit's end, Robert, because I mean, this guy testified in front of your lawmakers that he didn't know. First of all, at first he was like, I didn't know this guy. I just met him one time with my wife. We thought he was creepy. He just happened to be my neighbor. And then now, fast forward to I think yesterday or today or whatever it was, he goes and testifies that not only did he know Epstein, that they went on some type of vacation together where they took a boat to his island with his children, who he happened to mention, 5 or 6 times. I was with my kids. I was my kids, my kids, my kids and my nannies, my kids and my nannies. And I'm like, dude, we get it. You took your kids to a freaking pedophile's island.
Exactly. He seems to think that's a protection. That's not protection, pal. I mean, he was in business with him. He gave his personal phones with him. He never disclosed that he actually bought the house on the cheap from Epstein. He was in bed with Epstein. And that's because Lutnick's an Israel firster. I mean, Lutnick himself said, his wife's main obsession is Israel. That's their only thing. And that's why he jumped onto the Trump train in 2024 after being anti-Trump all along before it. And he's parlayed that into the Commerce Secretary position, where he's given Trump bad advice on almost everything. I'm a big supporter of using tariff policy to industrial policy, but you sabotage that when you start using it willy-nilly for political purposes. And it was Lutnick that kept advising Trump to do that, knowing that would legally undermine Trump, which you have the evidence for by the fact that his kids went up and bought all the tariff refund claims for 10 cents on the dollar, so that if the Supreme Court strikes down the tariffs, his kids are going to make billions of dollars. I mean, this is just it's you know, I mean, pay for play. Pam is just she got the reputation only back to Florida when she covered for. I mean, Epstein partially happened on her watch. She helped make sure no state prosecution happened after that. So I mean, that's who she's been her whole life, her whole career. Trump thinks that she's deeply loyal to him because she'll just echo whatever words he tells her to give, but she's not actually loyal at all. She's sabotaging him, not bringing any deep state prosecutions, not bringing anybody, no prosecutions on J6, no that they have a patsy. They literally set up a black autistic kid to be the patsy for the pipe bomber who is currently on the CIA payroll as we speak. Wow. And was it the Capitol Police? I mean, it couldn't get worse. So I love JD Vance. Still a Vance fan, still Vance supporter, know him personally. Same with Tulsi Gabbard, same with Robert Kennedy, same with Elbridge Colby, same with Joe Kent, same with a bunch of people I know in the administration that are really doing good work or trying to do good work. People in pretty much every department, but they're getting sabotaged. The center, everybody, when I was up in D.C. about a month ago, said the place where everything goes to die or gets sabotaged is the DOJ. It's Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche. They're killing everything and crushing everything.
And she specifically, I mean, Pam, she came out and I mean, this all started because she came out and she was like, I've got the Epstein files on my desk. They're ready. They're out there, blah, 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 whatever. She invites a bunch of rando content creators, including like people like Libs of TikTok, Jack Posobiec, and all these guys. They go out there. She gives them like these phase 1 binders, which is like, oh, we're gonna have like several phases. We're gonna phase these out. They're gonna be all the list. Is gonna be all the people. Blah blah blah. And then we wait. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. And more nothing happens. And then all of a sudden they just come out and they're like, oh, by the way, the whole thing was a hoax. None of this is real. None of this exists. And in fact, it's not just a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. And we need to stop all this bullshit because, Pam Bondi here, she just starts just mouthing off about how, this is all basically a big hunk of nothing. Like it's just nothing. And then afterwards, she goes on here and the rumors start coming out, Robert, and maybe you can just shine some light on this because the rumors started coming out that Trump initially wanted to release the Epstein files because he believes that he's not in there and that it would exonerate him from all this conspiracy theory BS because, a lot of people think he's on the files and that's why he doesn't want them released. But he was like, I'm not in the files. If anything, I'm basically telling Epstein off, so you should release them. And she came out and she was like, no, I've seen the files. You don't want me to release them because you've been mentioned in there and not in a good way. There's photos of you. There's evidence of you raping doing bad things. So like, you don't want these out. And therefore he pulled back and he was like, okay, we don't want them out. And it's almost like she sabotaged him. So I don't can you just shine a light on those rumors? Did you hear those things too? Like, did she stop him from doing that? And how much truth is there to all of that?
Well, I was back on with Alex Jones, George Gammon, and Vigilant Fox in 3 separate interviews at the time this came out and said this is totally fake and it's clearly a sabotage campaign and the president's been lied to. And the only question is by whom and why. And what's become clear is that basically Bondi cut a deal with the deep state. I won't prosecute you. I will cover up the scale and scope of the Epstein files. I'll get Trump to go along. And in exchange, you turn a blind eye to me turning the Justice Department into a cash register for my lobbyist pals and friends. Like right now, there's literally no lawyers left in the CFTC Enforcement Division in Chicago for all kinds of shenanigans that happen there. You can go back to, what was that great movie with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy? What's the name of that? Do you remember?
Big Money? Is it? I don't remember. I think it was Big Money.
It's like they get switched by these 2 rich guys and they end up cornering the orange juice market unbeknownst to them. But that's based in Chicago where the CFTC
Trading Places.
Trading Places. Yes, Trading Places. Yeah. Great film. Fun film. Well, really the CFTC regulators are who she has helped shut down. She shut down every single case concerning Pfizer. including COVID vaccines, including fraud overseas, including Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, including domestic fraud, including Mike Heatam case for Brooke Jackson about the fraud that they committed on the American taxpayer. All of that, and she was paid by Pfizer just a few years before. It was an obvious quid pro quo going in. So I think that is precisely what happened. And what's astounding to me is Trump at this point should clearly realize he's been had, because the files further confirm from a wide range of independent third-party sources that Trump outed Epstein, that Trump was telling lawful authorities that he was bad, said that Maxwell was bad, said their whole crew is bad, all the way. And it's like, but nobody, like 80% of your normies, your independent, nonpartisan normies, are going to think he's implicated in this.
Yeah.
They're going to think the South Park version is true. He's locked into that because, and that was part of the deep state scheme. How do we take something that damages us and make it damage him instead? And that's why while Bondi is going around pretending to be loyal, she is literally going around threatening her outside lobbyist friends are threatening everybody in the Justice Department. You better shut your mouth, not say any. That's why you see Harmeet Dillon putting out hostage tweets. Pam Bondi is so wonderful. Let me tell you, even Ed Martin. Oh my goodness, you are so wonderful. God bless you. They're hostage tweets because they've been threatened. It's even worse. Yesterday, some high-ranking Republican officials on Bondi's behalf told several key influencers in this on the right that you better not say anything critical of Pam Bondi, or she will sic the Justice Department on you personally. That's the level of threats that are being made. And I had CoffeeZilla and some people reach out and say, Barnes, can you tell me the sources? No, for obvious reason, I'm not going to disclose who the source is. I get these corrupt lobbyist pals that are out running around trying to guess who my source is. They don't even know in one case the lobbyist is the source because he's been bragging. The problem is, if you're a corrupt lobbyist, you're new to the game, you're new to the grift, how do you get clients? So you go and brag to the liberal and corporate press.
Yeah.
That, hey, I can run over anybody. I can bribe anybody. I can do anything.
This.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't realize those people call me because they're like, is this for real? Is this guy legit? Is this really happening? Because they want validation before they give him $1 million. So he's the source. And the media people tell me all this stuff too. The only reason why Democrats haven't taken Bondi out yet is she's such a disaster, walking, talking disaster. They're wanting her to keep stacking the files against the administration.
Oh my!
And that's what Trump doesn't realize. She is a ticking time bomb that is just slowly going off and exploding and blowing up the administration.
I mean, the craziest thing about this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I was going to say, I think all the foreign policy adventurism. When does it start? It doesn't start in February. It doesn't start in March. It doesn't even really start in April. It doesn't start until there's a sudden reversal on the Epstein files. Yeah. I think they hijacked and blackmailed Trump effectively into changing his policy towards the Israel First donor crowd and that crowd and the deep state crowd, because they lied to him about what the Epstein files were in. And it was a brilliant move on their part. It was brilliant sabotage. And the only way they got away with it is because Swampy Susie Wiles, as I call her, likes to gatekeep in the name of we want to prevent leaks, when what she really does is prevent honest, accurate information. She and Bondi go all the way back to Florida. They go way, way back. So it's, I told people it's what would happen if you had a retarded legally blonde become attorney general and you got to see it on full display. I mean, why does she think the screaming match is good? And she's got to have her little cards. She has to check her cards for what her insult is going to be. I mean, it's like, we got to
watch this. We got to watch this. We got to get your reaction to some of this legally blonde arguments here. I mean, this was a freaking kangaroo court, man. Like I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
This was embarrassing, man.
I've never seen anything like this. I mean, she was just constantly deflecting, throwing shades. What about the Democrats? Anytime anybody asked her a question, she'd be like, what about Merrick Garland? What about this and that? It's like she doesn't answer a single thing, continuously filibusters. Here's one moment. This is wild. Oh, wait, let me unmute that.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even investigating?
First, You showed it. I find it.
How many have you indicted?
Excuse me. I'm going to answer the question.
Answer my question.
No, I'm going to answer the question the way I want to answer the question.
No,
Your
you're going to answer the
theatrics are
question the way I
ridiculous.
asked it.
Chairman Jordan, I'm not going to get in the gutter with these people, but I'm going to answer the question.
How many have you indicted?
Again, the time belongs
Reclaiming my time.
The time belongs.
I think it's very
Reclaiming
interesting.
my time.
I think it's very interesting.
And you can
when
reclaim
he
your
talks
time.
about they
Reclaiming my time,
indicted,
Mr.
the
Chairman.
president said they indicted him twice.
Mr. Chairman, please
They
stop the
sure
clock
did.
and stop the
he
clock and
indicted.
restore his time.
Okay, here we go with these
Committee will get order.
theatrics.
The time belongs to the gentleman from New York. We will give you a few more seconds. We will do that. But when you ask a question, the witness gets to answer. You may not like the answer, but she gets to answer.
The question was, how many of Epstein's...
They don't like the answer, Chairman,
my time.
because it's honest.
Reclaiming
So he asked a 4-minute question.
Restore 45
and
seconds,
I am
Mr. Nadler,
going
please,
to
Mr.
ask
Chairman.
answer.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way.
She is a
and
hot
I told
mess.
you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I
anything,
did tell you because we
washed
saw
up
what you did in the
loser
Senate.
Lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Committee will be in order.
Time, and I should get back at least 45 seconds.
We will give you a few more seconds. I
Not a
said that
few more,
already.
45 seconds.
Okay, I'm timing right now, Mr. Nadler. Go
All
ahead.
right.
My time. The answer to my question, how many of Epstein's co-conspirators is she indicted, is 0. You have been the Attorney General for a whole year, and your DOJ fired the lead prosecutor of this case, sat on evidence this entire time, and claimed falsely last July that there were no more leads. It took an act of Congress for you to finally release part of the Epstein files, and when you did, you included personal information about the victims while protecting the names of abusers.
Time of the gentleman
None of
has
the perpetrators have been
expired.
brought to justice, but enormous resources
Time of the
dedicated to
gentleman has
pursuing Trump's
expired, and
It's
obviously
clear
there
that
was-
under your leadership, the Department of Justice
there
no
was
longer
no
works for
question
American
in there
people. It works
for her to
for Donald
respond to.
Trump. I yield back.
This guy's like, I mean, how do you even keep the peace? in this situation?
Well, I mean, this is embarrassing, man. Like that was some wild shit we just watched.
No, I mean, I always get a kick out of. I call Nadler the Penguin because he walks like the penguin. He kind of looks like the penguin.
Yeah, he looks like him. Yeah,
he really
Like,
is. He's kind of the.
Pam
But she's
Bondi is a hot mess, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of fascinated. Like I want to see how crazy she can get. Like at this point, right?
And what's up with the voice? Why do they always got to do? Someone was talking about if you've ever been in an argument with a really nasty person before, they go through these 5 things of gaslighting, changing the topic. It's like she did all of them. She did all the 5 things. You know, it gives a litany of if you're in a bad relationship, watch this interaction. This is a sign you're in a bad relationship. This is the way. These are the responses that you get. She made Penguin Nadler. She made Ratskin. She made these people look credible and respectable by comparison.
I know. This is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is so crazy because it should be a nonpartisan issue anyway. Like, I feel like this is about pedophiles. It should not be about left and
No
right.
kidding. We should all be against cannibalism, pedophiles, sex offenders, money launderers, human traffickers, warmongers. These are 90-10 issues.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. So you just named off a lot, right? And I agree with all of it. But here's the thing.
That's a lot.
Look, see, I'm trying not to get Nita in trouble here, man. Like I'm
No, go
trying
ahead.
to
Get me in trouble. It's fine. Say it.
in a civilized world, a society, right? A place like Epstein Island, if you were a part of that, this goes beyond jail time, man. You gotta go. You get what I'm saying? You gotta go.
As Alex Jones put it, straight to the wood chipper, right?
Yes,
Go.
you gotta
Straight to the
go.
wood chipper.
And I'm not talking about. I'm talking like
wall.
if you were a decent human being, you would understand. Like, look, in all the stories we love and all the fantasy, movies and novels, good vanquishes evil. It doesn't put them in jail, right?
Yeah.
It vanquishes evil. Like we gotta vanquish this shit.
Yeah, we need to vanquish. I'm with you fully on that. Robert, there's something else I want to ask you about this because I think I get really triggered when I hear people victim blame in this situation. And that's happening a lot, especially with this clip here specifically, where the women are there and they kind of well, you know what? Let's watch the clip and we'll talk about it. So here it is.
To the survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand.
Okay, okay, let's start here. Just based on that question. How do you conduct an investigation and come to the conclusion, as we started the show out with the FBI coming to conclusion that there was no human trafficking going on in the scenario, where you're not even talking to the victims? Like, you've never interviewed a single one of these women standing here. So that's the first question. Let's just go through that first.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, here's the thing. I mean, they went on the record all the way back in April and May, clearly lying about what was in the records. They said there was no allegation of co-conspirators, no allegation of a client list in the file, that there was really nothing to see in the file. The videos had no consequence. They claimed the videos showed no suicide, that there was suicide at the prison. It turned out the video was a secondhand video that had missing sections that the FBI partially deleted the rest. I mean, they just lied about everything. I mean, Kash Patel lied to Congress. Pam Bondi lied to Congress. Todd Blanche lied to Congress. They committed perjury, just like Howard Lutnick did. And the evidence, I knew right away, because I was like, there's no way they could come to that conclusion that they did, aside from all the independent information that I understood to be the case about Epstein. It was independent of that. It's like, because you would have to go through the whole file to get to that determination, and there was no way on God's green earth they'd even reviewed the file because of how big it is, how extensive it is. I was talking earlier about, the P. Diddy and Epstein were both prosecutions that were cover-ups more than prosecutions. Well, it's not a coincidence. The same prosecutor handled them. Maureen Comey, literally the daughter of James Comey, who goes back to corruption with the Epstein crowd, the Epstein class, as some people are. I think that's a label that's going to stick. We need accountability for the Epstein class. We need to replace the Epstein class. No more protection of the Epstein class, etc. All of that was, there was no way you could come to those conclusions. So the fact that it doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it shows how politically incompetent they are. Pam Bondi was never known as competent at anything. She was known as good at pay for play. That was literally it. She was a mediocre state prosecutor. She was a mediocre state attorney general. She was mediocre. She never went to trial as a private defense lawyer.
Is she kind of like where she's at, Barnes, because of like the rumors about Kamala Harris and how she got where she got. Is it the same?
Hey, you got to give Willie Harris credit for that. Willie almost made a completely incompetent lunatic president of the United States that's half drunk by noon. Willie's still taking credit for that at multiple levels, you might say.
Oh my God!
You know what? I miss the days, man, when Bill Clinton was just getting blowjobs at the White House, man. Honestly, at this point, I just miss those days, right? It was a simpler time, right?
Or Jimmy Carter getting in controversy for saying he sometimes lost that for women. You know what I mean? I mean, that used to be the scandals, now it's. What were they not eating babies? I mean, that's the point that we're at now.
Oh my God, that's where we're at. But like where J. Edgar Hoover may or may not dress up as a woman once in a while. I miss those days too.
Yeah, I long for the days, man, when just Bill Clinton was doing weird shit with cigars, man. Like I just
I was in the White. I was a summer intern that's in the Clinton White House that summer right before 1993.
Wow.
No.
In fact,
way.
he used to deliver the Sunday paper. The Sunday we would go in at 4 a.m., get all the Sunday newspapers together. That was back when newspapers mattered and all that. You'd cut out little pieces of the articles. You'd put them together into the White House report. Then you got to deliver them at 6 a.m. Vince Foster used to always be there. I remember knocking. I was like, man, why isn't Vince here? Well, 2 days later, he ended up dead in the park. Suicide.
My gosh.
Another one of those twice shot in the head deals, like Gary Waters in Iran-Contra. So I had a hunch of the underlying ugliness of it all, but the scale of it with the Epstein thing is just and then I had long suspected that you can go watch the movie. I forget what's the name of the movie, Whistleblower. Really good about how they were doing this UN in the Balkans. The UN refugee agencies, that adoption agencies, the Clinton Foundation in certain aspects with Haiti, we're engaged in human trafficking, right? Because if you're looking for vulnerable, susceptible children, underage or minor girls, you go to places that have suffered natural disasters, that are very poor, you're vulnerable, isolated. Like people say, why haven't the victims gone out and named everybody. Well, it's several reasons. One, they get sued into oblivion and they worry about their own well-being and lives. But second is most of these women are targeted because they already have issues. And if they don't have issues before then, by golly, they're going to have issues after going through this kind of experience. So it's what makes it tough to build those kind of cases. I deal with this all the time in the domestic violence context, that represent all kinds of victims of domestic violence going back quarter century, help women get completely out of the country all around the world. I mean, one was married to a stalker who was a bounty hunter. That was the dude's job. I mean, that took some miracle to get her out of Dodge. But it's the nature of the way this whole system operates. But the scale of it is shocking.
And it's yes, and like, but that's the thing that really gets me triggered, Barnes, because this is how I started this part by saying this is why I get triggered, because every time I'm listening to stuff about this, specifically about the victims, I constantly hear from the left and the right, they should just name the names. They know the names. They're being paid by the DNC to be there. They're just that they're getting paid, that they're getting famous from this, like that this is some type of fame that they would want. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. First of all, Jeffrey Epstein, this stuff happened like years and years ago. These women were minors when this happened. Like it's not like this happened yesterday and they just woke up and they were like as if they were prostitutes that were willing to go to this island, willingly to sell themselves, for money or whatever. That this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about really dark shit involving children these are survivors of that have grown up and now are survivors. And then, I constantly bring up Virginia Giuffre because she's the one that, named names. And then, ended up dead because, she got hit by a bus. And then a week after she didn't die. And a week later she committed suicide. And it's dark, man. You talk about this. I don't know if you've seen, but God, Pierce Morgan has that guy, Epstein's lawyer, on sometimes. What's that guy's name? It's escaping me now. The old piece of shit. What is?
Are you referencing? I still like him, even though I strongly disagree with him on this. Alan Dershowitz.
Yes, him. Oh, I hate him. I hate him, Barnes. I'm like, he's so creepy. And then
I can't believe he's going to go down on the Epstein ship. It is, by the way, this tells you who Epstein is. Who introduced Alan Dershowitz to Epstein?
Who?
That he said, oh, this person must be legit. This person must be someone I should be working with, have a legal relationship with, be friends with. It's, one particular prominent family but the most prominent person in that family.
Was it the Rothschilds?
Bingo.
I mean,
Lady Rothschild.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Lady Rothschild. He admitted this to me. He said, "Leo, you understand, Barnes? Lady Rothschild introduced me to Epstein." I was like, "Dude, that didn't wake you up to what a setup this was, to what a trap this was." And the Rothschilds are all over this. Why are they paying Epstein a bunch of money? Like Epstein's not an estate tax planner. They disguise it as estate planning.
There have been people who've been tried to warn us. Like I see in the chat right now, someone put in Eyes Wide Shut. I watched a video a couple of days ago where that movie they cut it to hell, right? Because the way Stanley Kubrick made it, it was literally Epstein Island. Like that movie's a lot deeper than people like. Well, they won't know because they won't see the uncut version. But somebody stepped in. And when Kubrick died, they cut that movie to hell. So they made it just about sex, right? It's just, two married couples having,
and they're just a little weird
racy sex
kind of thing on the side.
It was meant to be way more than that.
Oh yes,
well, you can ask about the shit going on Epstein Island right now.
You can ask his daughter Vivian Kubrick that I know that she's friends with Alex Jones, other people. That was that. People forget Dr. Strangelove was actually real characters that he was putting throughout the movie. 2001 Space Odyssey was predicting the whole kind of AI future and the dystopian goal and the militarization of space. And he was he actually got a whole bunch of people who were for AI and militarization of space to fund it. by letting them think it was going to be a completely different script. Never showed them what the actual. So Stanley had a reputation for being able to do this, and that's entirely his last film was meant to expose this because there are people that are just deeply anti-human. So that's why cannibalism is not that far away, and people forget. Go back through longer history of societies, elites. Cannibalism is part of it. The human sacrifice is a big part of it.
I live in Mexico, the Mayans were a big into human sacrifice, man. They were like, it was a thing here.
Completely.
We've seen the pit.
And so these elites, Skull and Bones, they're the recreation of an old German secret society. What they're doing is celebrating a form of human sacrifice and the rituals that they have. I was at Yale for several years before I left in protest. So it's just the nature of who these people. I remember sitting down to the number 2 of Planned Parenthood at Yale, and this debate forum that I formed with Justice Breyer's daughter and somebody else. I can't remember the other dude's name, but this guy was sitting next to me, and he goes, Robert, have you looked at where the population is growing? And I was like, oh my God, this guy's a racist eugenics guy, and he thinks it's just okay to tell me this. I just met me at a long dinner table. Well, you're at Yale, so you must be on board with all this, right? I was like, well, no. But that's who these people are.
About Bill Gates, he was one of them. Straight up, he was talking about that shit publicly for the longest time. He's just like, we got to get rid of all these people, especially those Africans.
I recommend watch a 60 Minutes where Melinda Gates and Bill Gates are walking through an African community, and the CBS reporter says, "Can you imagine have these people having so many kids?" You know what I mean? I briefly had the utter misery.
Wait, repeat that.
They were walking through CBS 60 Minutes, through a small village in Africa with Melinda Gates and Bill Gates. And the CBS 60 Minutes reporter turns to her, says, "Can you imagine these communities having too many kids?"
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like, hold on a second. What? It was like watching George Soros say in the 60 Minutes interview, "Don't you feel a little bit bad about helping the Nazis?" He's like, "No." Why would I feel bad about helping the Nazis? I don't know, because they're Nazis. But for a brief period of time, I represented Joe Francis of Girls Gone Wild. I was representing him on tax. Yeah. Nightmare client. Luckily, because he publicly attacked me, that gave me the freedom to defend my reputation in public. So that was your mistake, Joe. That was the worst human being I ever had to deal with in my life. But he was constantly trying to entrap me. He was like, "Hey, Barnes, what's your address? I got some gifts to send over to you."
Wait, who was this guy?
No. Joe Francis,
this
the guy
is
who
the 60
created
Minutes
Girls
interview.
Gone Wild.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, hold on. Let's watch this. We're going to come back to Joe Francis. I don't know who that is, but fuck that guy.
Oh, he's a D-bag. He's like, if you took like Logan Paul, Nick Fuentes, and every Sneeko, all those guys, and mix them into one guy, that's Joe Francis.
And throw in a little Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
And you got it.
Yes.
You got it.
Oh, God. I didn't even know who that was. Okay.
We were at one of these meetings yesterday, and I remember that a lady told you that she had had 8 children, and 4 of them had died in childbirth or shortly thereafter. But if all of them had survived, she'd have 8 children. And what the developing world does not need is more children.
And I think that was the biggest
Can you
aha to Bill and me when we got into this work, is we asked ourselves,
that's wild.
What the developing world? He just put it right there on 60 Minutes, right there. What do you mean the developing world there, Scotty?
Okay, but you know what the weird thing is for me with Bill Gates is, even from the time when I remember, when Microsoft first came around and we started learning about Bill Gates, we knew he was a villain then, right?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Why all of a sudden were people like cheering him on, and all of a sudden he's a great guy, right? I'm like, he's still the same fucking guy. What are we talking about here?
Well, the guy got the pie in the face. There's the joke that they have the moment Bill Gates decided to murder the whole world. It's when he got the pie in the face, way back.
Yeah, the pie in the face. I remember that.
I remember when I was out in Silicon Valley when I was a college kid, helping sell some products there. I remember I was thrown off because I was meeting with all these people, and they kept saying, "Well, here's what VC wants, and here's what VC wants," and to give you an idea of how out of touch I was with that world, it's like, why do they keep talking about the Viet Cong? What is that of it? I had no idea it meant venture capital, but they all hated. Gates had put a backdoor and software he sold to the Pentagon, so everybody was out for Bill Gates. He used Corbett Report, did a great breakdown on this.
Oh, I love Corbett Report.
He looked at John D. Rockefeller and how Rockefeller recreated his whole image. And he and his father mirrored the Gates Foundation and their public PR campaign to recover his reputation right after the Rockefeller Foundation. And people forget, Rockefellers were big behind eugenics. They were the ones promoting a lot of the Nazi work in Germany in the 1920s.
Yeah,
so
they're the ones that brought everybody over. yeah.
Correct. I mean, it's just sickness on steroids.
Let's watch the rest of this, and then I'm going to share another article from Bill Gates just to show how evil that dude is, and we've all known forever.
Of course, the same hard-nosed question you'd ask, which is, if you get into this work and you start to save these children, will women just keep overpopulating the world? And thank goodness the converse is absolutely true. They don't do that because women say to themselves, they want 2 children to survive into adulthood. If she knows that 2 will survive into adulthood, she will naturally bring down her population. And so as soon as she starts to see that getting them vaccinated or keeping them alive during the birth, she won't have as many children. That's what we just heard from this group as well, that the older women had more children, hoping more would survive, but the younger women are starting to plan for smaller families because they know they'll live.
They all said they wanted 3.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
Not
That's what you want.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
So if you understand that there's a high likelihood that your child is going to survive, you believe they'll have fewer.
Absolutely. And we're seeing that play out in all the population numbers across the globe. In fact, the population rates are coming down faster than had been predicted 10 years ago.
And of course, they got caught in India to giving vaccines out, Bill Gates, and also in Ethiopia, I believe it was.
And Mexico, I believe. That Mexicans hate them and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They think they tried to basically kill off the natives.
They sterilized, it was Kenya, that's what it was. They sterilized a bunch of young girls for vaccines. And the vaccines literally sterilized them. I mean,
and then Bill Gates went on to drug his own wife.
That was fucking crazy. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
Because he gave her an STD, and then he was like, "I'm gonna just cover this up." And then he also tried to dim the sun, guys. He literally pulled a Mr. Burns. He was like, "I'm gonna, block out the sun."
The only thing more disturbing than Bill Gates drugging his own wife to cure her of a fucking venereal disease that he gave her. The only thing more disturbing than that is that it's just the thought that Bill Gates fucks, right? Like, I mean, right? Like that on its own is
like the mental image.
That's Elon Musk is like, if you ever need to get rid of any sexual thoughts, just see Bill Gates in your mind, and then all sexual thoughts will disappear.
Yeah, things are happening too fast. Bill Gates. Yeah.
I know, and it's like but that's the thing too. Is like, normally I would feel really bad for a woman if that had happened to her. You're like, oh God, like what a terrible husband. But this bitch is going around doing some crazy ass shit. Yes. She knew about all of this stuff. She knew he was going to that island.
She thought she'd be exempt from it. She thought she'd be exempt from the consequences of what she was visiting upon the rest of the world.
But just the thought that you as a man are slipping antibiotics in your wife's drink, right? Because you gave her the clap. It's fucking wild, man.
And this guy was the main guy responsible for the COVID vaccine.
I know. It's fucking wild. By the way, Russell Hall has a message for you, Verbal Riot. He says for $5, I find Verbal Riot's denials of wrongdoing as an accomplice of Harvey Weinstein unconvincing. How long until his name surfaces in the Epstein files? Oh God, I'm watching for it, Verbal.
Dude, look, I've only partied locally, okay? Like I haven't been flown to any fucking islands. You know what I mean?
And if people haven't figured it out yet, Epstein was a hardcore racial eugenicist.
Yeah.
Notice who is and who isn't in all these photos.
No, I mean there were some black elites that were there, I'm sure, like Jay-Z and all those people, but
to my knowledge,
allegedly,
no. He stayed away from that part of that world. I mean, you would have thought he might get into it, but he was look at all his references to the Goyim. That's just littered throughout. This guy is a supremacist to the nth degree.
Yeah.
He wanted to create a bunch of little Epsteins. I mean, that's what the Zorro Ranch was about. He wanted to spread his seed, throughout. Yeah. Can you imagine if a bunch of little Epsteins were running around? Wow.
He was a supremacist for sure. Russell Hall for $2 says he was also surrounded by bodyguards referring to the AI picture. And then the Gilk man returns. What's up, Thomas? Thank you for $4.99. Says, I think Pam Bondi and Cash Patel are horrible. They're not very good. And they definitely covering something up. Both should be fired.
What Trump doesn't realize, if he got rid of them and put real people in there, about 80% of his problems would disappear. I mean, ever since he's followed their advice, everything's gone off the rails. Domestic agenda's gone off the rails.
How can he not see that? But you know what, Robert? I will go back to the first term, though. I will say this because the first term, it was the same shit, man. It was like, he just had terrible advisors and he was listening to terrible people. And then, like, now this time he's doing the same thing. Now he's listening to Lindsey Graham. I mean,
I know. Lady Lindsey. I mean, you're talking about somebody you thought might be in the Epstein files, but though he bats the other way, kind of like Lex Wessner. So I mean, everything about that guy is creepy.
So creepy.
Yeah, it's
the guy that was rumored to be the guy that video was released of, the one that was in Congress where like this like aide was banging some congressperson or whatever. Like allegedly the rumor was that it was Lindsey Graham that he was banging because nobody saw the guy, right? Nobody saw the congressperson. Everybody saw the aide. So it was allegedly the rumor is that it was that guy, but I mean, who knows? There's just so many fucking corrupt people in there, but I believe it that it was Lindsey Graham. I'm like,
one of the few uncorruptible people. This is why he gets all the attacks. Is Tom? I've known Massey for years. Stand-up guy, and he's undefeated. You can't defeat him. You can't credit him as everybody's after him. His life has been threatened many, many times during this.
Russell says here for $2, Trump has always been after Massey. So what's up with that? Why is
so that
why
started with
Massey
because Massey's an honest Massey's a mirror into who Trump promised to be, and that's what drives Trump crazy every time he looks at him. It's a reminder of where Trump has failed to keep his word to the voters. Into his most hardcore voters. And that's what Massey's the conscience guy who can't be bought off. And Trump campaigned as that, especially 2016 campaigned to Trump. I can't be bought. Miriam Adelson is untrustworthy. All of Paul Singer's untrustworthy. All these people he's now, taking directions from. That's a Howard Lutnick, his little minder. You better, play ball. Just like Bibi coming to DC. Hey, you better play ball. It's that whole
the absolute the show that they put on for Bibi coming on, they blocked the entire highway. This dude is a war criminal, and they've blocked the highways for him, giving him basically a hero's welcome. I'm like, we live on upside down.
Trump pulled the chair out for him in the first meeting. I've never seen Trump do that for anybody. And it was clear Colonel McGregor was the first one.
Trump doesn't do that for his own wife. He doesn't you know what I mean? He doesn't open the door for Melania.
I know. I mean, it's the and Colonel McGregor had told me the story back a ways, which Colonel McGregor worked in his first term, really good, independent, great guy, old school military guy, was brought in the first term to get us out of all the Middle East issues in Afghanistan. Trump didn't ultimately have the guts to go all the way through with it. Also, the military lied to him about where certain things were. Like they were supposed to be out of Syria. Now we have Mr. Head Chopper. We invited first ever Syrian president to the White House. Is literally Mr. Al Qaeda, ISIS founder, Head Chopper. A guy literally with photos with two heads chopped off like this.
Oh my God!
And Trump's showing off his cologne. He's showing off his cologne to him. I'm like, what world am I living in? What bad simulation did I end up in?
Yeah, and that's what they want. They want to do that to Iran too. They want to turn Iran into Syria. They want, this is what they
needs to be careful. They're using Starlink to try to do the Iranian coup. The using it in Ukraine. It's better if for Elon's own sake, if he's not in the middle of these actual war zone CIA conspiracy plots.
It's getting real crazy, man. It's getting real crazy. But Robert, I did see this also with Pam Bondi. This was an absolute crash out. She starts talking about the Dow. You got to listen to this.
Yes.
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records.
She looks worse in every video.
IRAs and retirement savings are
The reason why they were
that's
laughing
what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee.
Look, to be fair, she is right. Like, once we kind of okay, in a way of this, she's halfway right. Like, the economy is very important, right? Because at the end of the day, bad things are going on in the world, sure, but if your money ain't right, it doesn't really even fucking matter for the most part, because you're so focused on that, you don't have time to really focus on anything else, right? So if the economy's doing better, people are working, things like that, that is important. But so is fucking Pedo Island, right? So they're equally important. I don't know what she's talking about. Like, hey, don't look at this over here, or look at this. No, now that's some bullshit.
Is the implication is, hey, all these pederasts are making lots of money on the stock market as we speak.
Yeah.
Let's not crash the stock market.
Yeah,
we got to protect the pederasts to keep the stock market up.
She's trying to give a half truth there, man. And it's like, yeah, okay, the economy's doing better, sure. Two things could be right at the same time, right? There's a good economy and an island of fucking pedos, right?
Well,
Those
she
two
said
things.
in that thing too, she's like, oh, like you should be asking about how to make Americans safer. And I'm like, I don't know, like maybe get pedos off the street. I mean, that would be my
maybe
number
stop
one
elite
thing.
human trafficking, elite money laundering, the elite arm trafficking, elite warmongering. How about we start there?
Yeah.
The
That might help the economy if, like, corruption stops a little bit. Maybe that might help. I don't know.
Well, I was just waiting for her to say, what about the sex workers? We got to keep them employed. I mean, what was the next place going to go? What about the poor human traffickers? They got to make money too, Congressman. It was just humiliating.
That's what it sounded like, because, okay, and we didn't get to finish that clip, but like there was let's go back to that, because that's basically what it was like when she turned away from those women and absolutely refused to apologize. She didn't even look at these people. So let's finish this one up.
Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi.
No, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question that I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done.
Members get to ask the questions, the witness get to answer in the way they want to answer. The Attorney General can
That's
respond.
not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer. So,
Mr. Chairman,
why?
I have asked.
She asked
What?
Merrick Garland this.
I am reclaiming my time.
Just deflecting. See, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. There's a thing to be said here for being an actual politician, because you could play this off still, like, you know what I mean? Like you could still be like, you know what?
Well, first she has to go through her cards. Okay, what's my insult for this person? I got to find my card for the insult for the person. Because, by the way, what you were laughing earlier is she almost said the Dow was at 50,000. It's like if the Dow was at 50,000, we're all screwed. $50,000. It's at 50,000. The whole Dow's worth $50,000. I mean, we're all broke.
That'd be a real crash.
Yeah, completely. I mean, but you can tell she doesn't even understand these terms. She is not ready for prime time at all. And it's been obvious now forever. She's a mediocre, corrupt hack. I mean, who has her Republican allies going around threatening right-leaning influencers? If you say anything, Pam's going to get you. with the DOJ. We're going to weaponize the DOJ against you. Their lobbyist pals they were running cover for her today. If you're wondering why some of your favorite right-wing influencers are suddenly quiet, now you can know why. They've been individually and collectively threatened in a wide range of places. It's like they think. In fact, they were even telling people in the White House this week that the key is just, get us to shut up about their corruption, and then magically the corruption problem is solved. It's like, that doesn't solve the corruption problem. That just makes it bigger. That's going to make it worse. It's going to blow up the administration totally. Derail any. If you care about MAGA, if you care about Trump, you need him to fire Pam Bondi yesterday.
Yeah. I know you have to go soon, but before you go, I know there was one more topic, but it's a big topic that I wanted to hit. Can you just give me a little bit of your comments about what happened with the ICE shooting stuff? Because from my perspective as an outsider, it was a horrible thing to watch both times. As I've said before many times, I live in Mexico, so for me, it's not a big surprise to see military people, driving around with big guns and kind of very threatening, because this is somewhat of a police state. But it's another thing to see it in full force in the United States, and I just kind of wonder where we're heading when we're seeing stuff like that, because again, it's not a good look. It feels very militarized. It feels like the government's starting to become like a banana republic. And I guess my main question is, what is going on with Trump, and why can't he just arrest Tim Walz? Does he have to, commit or basically say like martial law, like put more martial law into place in order to arrest somebody like that? Because he's not going out and protecting his people and letting the cops do their job. So what is the solution here? Like, what is going on in that sector?
I'm going to steal this from the live chat. Bondi, the insult Bondi. Like the insult dog.
Nice.
That is good. So basically, if the Biden administration looked at V for Vendetta in 1984, Orwell's 1984, and thought this would be an inspiration for a good visual scene. Remember Biden's angry speech literally looked like the V for Vendetta totalitarian speech. Yeah. And they had Zelensky behind this huge screen that looked like Orwell. Yeah. Apparently, some people in the Trump administration, particularly Kristi Noem, who's involved in her own scandals. She's banging Corey Lewandowski. Corey Lewandowski's married, so she's giving sweetheart deals to Corey Lewandowski's wife to buy him off using federal government money. She's in all kinds of trouble. She wanted all these theatrics. Tom Homan kept saying, no. There's a right way to do this, a disciplined way to do this. It mitigates risk for our officers and maximizes efficacy in immigration enforcement. She said, screw you, brought that lunatic up from California who got caught lying in a federal court in Chicago. And he was all the one, they basically looked at South Park. So you got Hegseth. He's over there. He's thinking, let's take Team America World Police and use that as our model for foreign policy. America, literally. Yeah. Well. And then they took the later version of South Park that has Kristi Noem running around, her face is falling off, she's shooting dogs wherever she can. As just going around crazy. Remember, they go up to heaven. They go up to heaven to raid to get the illegals, and they just start shooting Mexicans left and right. And it's like they took it as an inspiration for a real world script. So I think with Homan in charge, you're not going to see much more of this anymore. He still can do effect. Now the problem is, all the donor class doesn't want Trump to enforce this where this really matters. You really want to enforce this, you cut off the money. Why don't they go after Tim Walz? You can't go after Tim Walz and the Somali fraud without getting into the CIA fraud. It's all going to lead. It's like if you're serious about narco trafficking, all roads lead to Langley. If you are serious about NGO fraud, all roads lead to Langley. So that's why they can't really. That's why she can't do anything. She talks a big game. Maybe indicted Don Lemon. One of low-level people, not the Soros crowd, not the NGO, because it's all tied to deep state apparatus and the octopus that she's decided to defend in the hopes that they let her get away with all of her criminal activities that her pals are engaged in and lining their pockets with. And so it's who she always was. Going all the way back to Florida, the robo-signing scandal with big mortgage fraud by big banks and big finance. They all got to take a walk because they made nice donations to Pam's pals. That's how she got the that phrase, pay for play Pam, goes all the way back to 2010 in Florida.
Wow.
So I'm hopeful that we don't see any more incidents like took place. Now, for those people out there, there's smart ways to protest and stupid ways to protest. Don't have your car going, aiming at, hitting somebody. Don't run up to them. There's smarter ways to handle this.
Absolutely.
But there's no question. I mean, it was unnecessary. It was going to be counterproductive. It was going to undermine immigration enforcement in the country to be doing this
desperately
South Park
needed.
style.
It's not like it's not needed. It's needed.
Right.
It just needs to be done in an efficient and correct way, so that people don't think that you guys are just out there trying to kill everybody.
And going door to door and grabbing people out of Walmarts, and then you grab the wrong people and raiding people's houses mistakenly. That's not the way you're going to ever enforce it. You got to cut off the money. You cut off the NGOs that are getting a bunch of cash for this and are facilitating all of it, and you cut off the corporations. You don't let corporations bring in what Bernie used to call scab labor, is what illegal immigration is. It's mass scab labor. You cut off the corporations. You punish them. If the money isn't there, people just go home and people don't come in. They're only coming because of the big money being offered. And unless you're serious there, it's all theater, and it's turned into ugly theater.
Yes, it did. Barnes, thank you so much. People are yelling at you. You were late to your own show, I believe. So
yes, I am. I gotta head over.
Go over there. Go over there. He's like, people are yelling for you to go over there. So please plug your wares. And I really love talking to you, Robert. You're gonna have to come back soon.
Oh, absolutely. The over at vivabarneslaw.locals.com. That's will be over with a bourbon with Barnes, we call it, discussing this and all the other craziness happening in DC these days.
Oh my God, I love it. And say hi to Viva for me, one of my favorites. And honestly, like, we're both devastated right now about what's going on in Canada. We were just talking about that before you came. So give him my best, and I'll see you next time. I know that war's coming, Barnes. So you're gonna have to come back when that whole thing starts.
I know.
That's happening.
Maybe we dodge it yet. I'm hoping Trump pulls one of his Houdini acts and gets us out of this.
I really hope so. From your mouth to God's ears.
Yes, amen.
Have a good one.
You guys are way more optimistic than I am.
Oh man, what a crazy interview. Loved it. Thank you, Robert Barnes, everybody. Robert Barnes. Wait, I have clapping sounds for this. Woo, Robert. Yes. Apparently tomorrow you can catch him on the Jack Show. He's going to be live with Cecil. That should be fun. I know, Cecil loves Trump way more than Barnes does right now. So that's going to be really interesting. A lot of blackfilling going on. And hello. Thank you, Besnie Lala, for saying hello. And watching from Twitter, which we rarely get. So hello and thank you for watching. And all of you guys, if you're watching out there, make sure you leave a like and share the stream and leave a comment after the show. Let us know if you enjoyed it or if you thought it was awful. That's fine. We'll take those comments too. Thank you, Dicky Boy Pundits, aka Buster Voodoo, for gifting 5 membership to the chat. Oh wait, this is sorry. He was gifted a membership by Buster Voodoo. So Buster Voodoo, you gifted 5 memberships to the chat on Rumble early on, and I wanted to really thank you for that. We also have a couple Rumble rants, which we're going to get to right now. Here we go on those ones. Morks, thank you for the $5. He says, Bill and Melinda never confirmed the story of the STD. It only comes from an email. No. Melinda completely confirmed it. She did in an interview. It only comes from an email that Epstein wrote to himself, none of which is verified. Y'all, the 3 of you, talk as if it's fact. Am I missing something? Yeah, she verified it like on the interview. I think I played it last week, where she was like interviewing with this woman, and she was like, how'd you feel about that? And she was like, well, it happened. That's why I divorced his ass. That's, that's basically what was going on. So that was verified. Right?
Normally I'm like, kind of iffy on the whole like alimony thing and like, women taking half the guy's stuff. In her situation, all power to her. Right? Yeah. Take half his shit.
Take half of Microsoft. I mean, that place is falling apart anyways. Thank you, Russell Hall, for the dollar. Says, I suspect that they're turning Trump's doctors to keep him drugged. He basically seems to do whatever the last person he spoke with tells him to do. He should do. Oh my God, you might be right, Russell. That's a conspiracy theory I can get behind. Also, he said Pam Bondi got owned by the guy who shit his pants at the podium of Congress on TV, on live TV. What? Who shit his pants?
I did not hear about that.
I remember Biden shit his pants when he saw the Pope. That was a long time ago. E. Mark says, no, she didn't confirm that. I thought she did. I thought she talked about how she divorced his ass because he was a piece of shit. Russell Hall, thank you for the dollar, says Joe Francis may be a world-class douchebag, but there are a lot of college-age titties on film for everybody to see thanks to that man. Oh, is that the... Yeah, that's the guy that did the...
Girls Gone Wild.
Girls Gone Wild. That's right. That's right.
Again, though, the guy who... Joe, whatever his name is, he was a complete douchebag.
Yeah, he was. He was. Emork says for $2, we should always be sure to do due diligence of fighting facts. So much disinformation out there. It's hard to believe everything just saying. You are very correct on this, but somehow I don't think that whole thing is made up. Somehow I feel like that's probably true.
Yeah, I don't think... At this point, what is made up at this point?
Yeah, I know, right? No,
you told me there was an island of pedophiles.
That is a thing. She brought back very, very painful times from marriage. Yeah, because she also knew that he was a diddler. Oof, terrible times. Terrible times for the Bill and Melinda Gates family.
And I don't give one fuck about either of them.
I don't either. I'm like, oh. I feel like she knew.
She was complicit, but let's not try to make her this innocent dove here.
Come on. Oh, this one was crazy. Hold on, this one. Is this the guy Russell's talking about? Because this dude went off on Pam Bondi. Hold on, this guy right here, this Asian dude went off.
The July 2025 memo from your Department of Justice stated, quote, we did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. These two photos, please put the photos back up. These two photos staring you in the face are evidence of a crime and more than enough evidence to predicate an investigation against former Prince Andrew. So I ask you, Attorney General Pam Bondi, why did you shut down this investigation last July and why have you not prosecuted former Prince Andrew?
I don't believe you asked Merrick Garland these questions when he was Attorney General and set before.
I agree with you.
You twice.
I reclaim my time. I agree with you. I agree with you. During the Biden administration, I called for people looking at Epstein files. Merrick Garland dropped the ball, as did Attorney General Bill Barr, as did Alex Acosta, a whole string of failures. But you are in charge. You have the power to change things, to hold these men accountable, and you're doing the opposite. You're protecting them.
Yeah, Barnes is right. She's pulling some ish for the donor class. Okay, so who are you talking about, Russell? Which one? I'll pull up the clip. We can watch it. Also, Russell says for $1 over on Rumble, Jerry Nadler shit his pants. You'll find this clip of it if you want to look it up real quick. Jerry Nadler? Oh God. Are you familiar with any of this?
I am not.
Are we curious enough to look this up? Jerry Nadler shit his pants. Am I gonna look this up? Oh my God.
I mean, yeah,
I'm gonna put Jerry Nadler, Pam Bondi, because I don't want to watch this guy shit his pants.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm not saying it's something I want to see, but
we watched this guy already. He's the guy that Barnes said looks like Penguin, and it's true, he does.
Yeah,
this dude.
So I definitely don't want to watch him shit his pants.
Ew,
gone into targeting Attorney General James. Months of investigations.
He got We watched this already. I think he got yelled
Again, the
at.
time belongs to
Reclaiming my time.
the time
Well, I
belongs.
think it's very
Reclaiming
interesting.
my
I
time.
think
Yeah, we watched this. Ugh, that guy. You were just talking about. I'm just bad with names, Russell. I'm sorry. I remember yours though. God, man, all of these people, they're just awful. Awful people.
Yeah, I mean, like at this point, I don't know how anybody could be like sold to any party at this point. Like, you know,
I'm not.
I
I'm over
yeah,
it.
I just don't get it. Like I don't know how you can be like, oh yeah, I'm still pro this or pro that, right? Like I'm still a Democrat, I'm still a Republican. Like at this point, it's them versus us.
Okay, I'm looking this up. What the hell's Russell talking about? Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm Googling this.
I can't either because I definitely.
Oh my god, C-SPAN brought it up. User clip. Wait, what? Hold on, let's see. Is this gonna am I gonna get banned for this? Hold on.
Well, when in doubt.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. This is Jerry Nadler poops his pants.
So that we may restore these and other checks and balances that are so fundamental to our democracy.
Oh my god, did he?
As I bring on Congresswoman Maloney, I want to join the distinguished chairman in acknowledging legislation of other members of Congress that are contained.
That can't. This can't be right.
What?
Like, this can't be real.
That they're putting
Oh my
forth,
god.
and chairwoman's. And I also want to acknowledge Maxine Waters is doing some very important work.
Oh my god, he's
on
like
this
slowly
subject,
crawling
part of this
away.
package.
Oh my god, dude. What is happening right now?
I'm pleased to yield to the distinguished
Oh my
chairwoman
god.
of the Reform and Oversight Committee, Madam Chair Carolyn Maloney.
I'm surprised Nancy Pelosi didn't put her mask on immediately. Like, oh my god, it
Well,
smells
she
like
did.
shit here.
Oh, and then she takes it off.
Good morning. I'm proud to stand here with Speaker Pelosi
Oh
and my
my
colleagues in government.
god. That was fucking funny.
Oh, that is you never live that down. You just
That's
don't.
fucked up. No, I'll never forget this guy. He's the guy who shit his pants.
That oh my god.
Oh my god.
And then the way he just tries to crawl off stage.
Oh man, that was awful. Okay, let's close out the show. Yeah, he literally, yeah, he did. Okay. Last bit of news before we close out. Just want to update everybody. By the way, I'm gonna tell you guys this right after I cover this. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni failed to reach a deal in court-mandated mediation today. We are most likely going to court, people. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Brian Friedman today said that it is most likely that they're going to court, and he said that they're looking forward to it. So they were not able to reach any sort of settlement. Nobody's dropping shit. Everybody is sticking to the story, and we are probably headed for court probably sometime. I believe March 9th is the day, and I think I'm going to cover it. Verbal, if you're into it, you can come and hang out with me while I watch the live streams. I think I'm gonna. I told Stephanie already, Minor Home. She's been into it for a long time. She said she'll come and hang out so we can watch the trial together. You're invited if you want to watch the trial.
I mean, I'm down. Just only because I'm morbidly curious, right? Like
I'm so curious. I mean, this is gonna be This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be like like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp huge.
But you know what the problem is with this? Is like I feel like at the end of the day, Blake Lively will take her lumps. She'll be fine. And Justin Baldoni is going to disappear into obscurity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what's going to happen, right? Blake Lively's a bigger name. Ryan Reynolds is a way bigger name.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they look bad right now, it'd be Justin who, is the one who disappears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll find out in the trial, because if he wins this, It's gonna be the opposite.
But I mean, even if he wins, does he really win? I mean, like,
Oh
Hollywood,
yeah, if he wins, he wins.
well, I'll tell you why I say that. Hollywood's a weird place, right? Like, it's not about being wrong or right. It's not about being good or bad. It's about, you knowing the right people.
But see, the thing is like I think that there's like there's also the trial, and then there's the court of public opinion. And Blake's reputation and Ryan Reynolds, by extension, is already in the fucking gutter. So
Yeah, but people have short memories these days,
yeah, but like especially if he wins that, because because their opinion of people is already really bad about her, it's gonna get worse if he wins. So I think that will affect some box office numbers for people like Ryan Reynolds. I think it's gonna affect, I think it's gonna affect the next Deadpool. And
I don't think that at all. I think
okay, well, we'll find out. We'll find out.
I think if Deadpool appears in like Doomsday, all's forgiven. Like, people are they're not even going to care.
Yeah, but that's Doomsday because it's another million people are going to be in that movie.
No, but what I'm saying is if Deadpool as a character appears, right? Like, and I'm telling you that character is so popular, and because he's associated with Ryan Reynolds.
No, I'm talking about the next Deadpool movie when Ryan Reynolds has to carry the movie. In Doomsday, it'll be different because Doomsday is already being carried by a million other people, including the return of Robert Downey Jr. People aren't going to go see Doomsday for Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. They're going to see Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom, Dr. Doom, right?
I just don't know if Ryan Reynolds is going to be as impacted as like, I mean, Blake, sure, because Blake is barely
already
working
didn't
as
have
it
a
is.
career. Like,
Yeah,
Blake's
I mean,
career was
she's already a tag along to Ryan
Right.
Reynolds anyway. So
Exactly. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I have a feeling that this stuff is gonna get ugly. I think it's gonna get ugly for everybody. We're talking like
yeah.
witnesses, like we're talking about like, Wolverine, what's his name? Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
It's gonna be bad for him.
Maybe
Tay-Tay.
Taylor Swift.
Tay-Tay's already affected. People are calling her like, bad friend now. I mean, she's just a terrible person. Like she's already
Wait.
like,
They're calling her a bad friend?
yeah, because she's like that. They're saying like, she kind of like didn't stand up for Blake after all the stuff came out, and like, kind of threw her under the bus and all this stuff because
That's crazy.
She was in on it. It turned out she was in on it. So, she should have just kind of had, I guess she kind of should have Blake's back or whatever. People are calling her out.
I mean, it is what it is.
I don't think she should have. I would have been like, fuck you, Blake. But
yeah,
like you can understand it from Taylor's point of view because Taylor was trying to be a good friend to Blake and being like, she's hearing the stories from Blake's side. And she's like, you know what? I don't give a shit who this Justin fucking who is. Like, we're going to take care of this guy. Like, don't worry about it. Like, he harassed me. What? Like, like that kind of thing. Like, you're going to stick to your girl, right? Like, you're going to be like, yeah, like, who gives a fuck about this nobody, right? Like, especially if you're Taylor Swift, you're going to be like, I got you, girl, don't worry. But then it comes out that like, oh shit, she's making shit up. And like, that shit didn't happen. Oh, like, like what did I do? What did I step in? And that's when she was like, oh, I think it's starting to look like you shouldn't have involved me in this shit. Like, what did you do?
Yeah, no, I'm totally on Taylor's side with this. Like, I think like she should not have been involved. Like, that's kind of fucked up to bring her into it,
Yeah, it is. It is so fucked up to bring her into it.
Like, if my friend did that to me, like, we would have problems.
Yeah, there's no way Dead will be in Doomsday long enough to make a difference. 30-second cameo, likely 15 minutes, subplot max. Yeah, like I think if Deadpool shows up in Doomsday, it'll be literally like an actual cameo. Like it'll be like, hey, we're here too. I mean, like
the thing is,
30
everybody kind of has a cameo in this fucking movie. I mean, at this point.
No, but then there's cameos, and then there's cameos. You know what I mean? Like there'll be like a 30-second Deadpool, like, oh hey, I'm here too, like whatever, and then like he'll leave. Like, but then there's like sideline cameos, like Shang-Chi. Like, what I mean? Like they're gonna actually do a fucking story about that guy, like subplots. He's getting into it with people again. He told off, like, what's his name?
Simu Liu.
Yeah, no, but Simu Liu told off. That Korean dude. I like him. I think his name is Kim Yi, or what was his name? I'm sorry. I'm bad with names.
Wait,
guys.
when did this happen?
A couple days ago, like, or yesterday, or this morning. What was it? Hold on, let me
Oh,
look
I
it
didn't even
up.
hear about this or see this.
Kim Lee, is that what his name is? Oh my god, I'm totally forgetting his name right now. He's the Asian dude. I see him. Kang Ming Lee. That's
Oh,
what his
that
name
guy.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Simu was attacking him because he was like, what did he say? Hold on, let me pull it up because I'm like on his feed scrolling it now so I can find it. Where are you? Freaking Simu.
He's really annoying.
Okay, here we go. Here it is. Simu replied to me over threads. Okay, here we go. So anyways, looking forward to this, by the way. Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, can't come soon enough. I'm so excited for this. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna grab my popcorn, stream this shit live. Maybe I'll like invite Nick Rekieta once in a while. We'll have a lawyer here. Here it is. Simu Lu replied to me on threads. Hey Simu, you're what? Flagellating? Virtue
Yeah.
signaling is embarrassing. Your ethnic identity is mirroring. Okay, what was this about? That was the worst halftime show ever. Oh, it's over the halftime show I ever watched in my life. How are people saying it was good? Are you blind? I'm Asian, and even I could see how terribly boring it was. I hope your parents have no idea what your post, because I wouldn't wish that level of shame and disappointment on anyone, says Simu. Wow. That's a lot of shade for someone who's going to pay, money to possibly watch your movies, bro. Like, what are you doing? He's an audience
Simu
member.
Liu is a clown, man. Like
What is Simu doing? What are you doing?
You know what he's
Simu?
doing? He's trying so hard to earn his pander points in Hollywood, right? He's trying. He's trying to.
All he has to do is suck some dick, verbal. I don't understand why it's like. Why is he taking this?
Which I'm sure he has before.
You think so?
Oh yeah, Simu Liu. I'm sure he is. He has juggled some balls. I guarantee you that.
You know what's so crazy is I'll tell you about some people have juggled balls that Barnes told me about last time that he was here, but he was like, "Don't tell anybody."
Oh well, you gotta
And I
tell
was
me.
like, "Oh shit!" And I found out, and I was like, "Oh, now I can't ever look at him the same way again."
Look, it better not be Will Smith because we all know he does, right? Like
No, he
know Will Smith
already
juggled
he
balls.
said that like tonight on the show that it was Will Smith. One of them.
Yeah, I mean that's obvious. We all
Like,
knew Will
no,
was gay.
there's one that I was like, no, why? Like, why you gotta tell me that? And he
Oh
was
my
like
God! Speaking of
laughing.
Will Smith, I don't know if there's a video circulating around YouTube right now about the whole like. Do you know who Dwayne Martin is?
Sounds
He's an
really
actor,
familiar.
black
Let me look him
actor.
up. Dwayne Martin. He
Yeah.
sounds really familiar.
But he was married to Tisha Campbell. I don't know if you remember the Martin show, Martin Lawrence.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember Martin, the comedy, the sitcom?
Oh yeah. I do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the girl that played Gina, like the main character, Dwayne Martin was married to her in real life, right?
Okay.
And Will Smith produced a sitcom with the two of them, right? So they were a real life married couple doing
Like these people.
this guy, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, like there's a whole video where Tisha, because they're divorced now, Tisha explains how the whole marriage was her covering for her husband and Will Smith having an affair together.
No.
And everybody knew about it, right? Like that's the thing.
No.
Like Jada was in on it and Tisha were in on it. Right? Like they let their men play.
Oh no. Why?
So yeah. When I saw that video, I'm like, okay, guys, no more rumors. Will Smith is gay.
Where is this video? Where are you getting this
I'll
from?
send you the link because I was watching it last night. Actually,
should we be watching this right now?
Actually,
How
yeah,
long is it?
yeah. I'll pull it up right now. Hold on,
Yeah, let's watch it.
because it is fresh in my history.
Yeah, let's watch it.
I was watching it.
We
literally
need
last
some like not pedophile news.
night. Yeah, no, this is
Let's
crazy
talk
work
about
right here.
I need something to like laugh about a little bit.
Okay, so
No-
I'm gonna put the
yeah, it's not shocking, but it's like, okay, let's I mean, like it's not shocking, but it's like, oh really? Like we're getting confirmation about this now? Oh
yeah, I
man.
put the link in the chat. Like, oh,
Okay, let's watch this.
it is crazy.
Ooh. Okay, let's watch this. Let's see here. I'm sharing. Okay, here we go.
Tell us what it's like being in a marriage, a Hollywood marriage for 21 years and being successful.
We don't know. I kept my separation a big secret from my family, from my mom, from everybody. Only 2 people knew.
I'm really worried because Dwayne and Tisha have like a real violent relationship.
And Dwayne's, hi honey.
Hey, y'all about to get her beat with a bag of oranges.
For over 20 years, Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin were celebrated as one of Black Hollywood's greatest love stories. But behind all those sitcom smiles and red carpet poses, Tisha Campbell was living what she now describes as an actual horror story.
One time, this person asked.
I will say this. I am very unfamiliar with the characters in this. Like I did not know about her at all. Like I didn't know about this guy.
Yeah, and Tisha Campbell's been around for a really long time. So I mean, like, and I guess Dwayne Martin has too. But no, this was like a whole thing that I didn't even know about.
That's freaking wild. Okay, I had no idea about any of these.
This house is beautiful. What more could you want? And I said, happiness. I'm free. I don't live here no more. I'm free, y'all.
That's sad.
Wait, so she's talking about her like house with this dude?
Well, she's talking about how like, you know, it's this big, amazing house, but she's happy to be out of it.
Yeah.
Because
she's so happy.
She's no longer with him. Because she doesn't have to pretend that he's straight anymore, you know?
Oh man, he's so gay.
About her marriage. It was about protecting secrets that Hollywood's elite had worked decades to hide. Secrets that, once exposed, would connect her husband to one of the biggest names in entertainment history.
But I think the worst part of it was nothing ever happened no consequences ever happened to him. So I grew up thinking nothing bad happens to bad people.
Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin got married in 1996.
Yeah, but like, is she like a beard wife? Like,
well, I
what do you
don't
mean
know.
by
I don't
consequences?
Think, well, here's the thing. I don't think she knew at the time she was going to be a beard wife, right? And so when she says consequences, I don't think she means legally, but I think she means like just personal consequences for fucking somebody over, right? Like karma or something, you know?
Right. Okay. Like I'm like, it's not like he like raped Will Smith or something.
No, he didn't break any law. Well, here's the thing. He didn't do that, but there's a lot more to the story than just him being gay and being with Will Smith, right? Like he did some other shady things.
Is that going to be covered?
And at that moment, they weren't just two actors getting hitched.
All right.
They were positioning themselves as the couple that would show Hollywood what Black love could look like when done right.
So this is the type. Now I'm in it. Verbal. Now I feel like I need to watch this.
Yeah, no, let's
the
do
interview we're going to conduct right now.
I'm just saying.
No, really, because this is a serious subject. So this is what we're going to do.
Serious subject.
Yeah, but this is what we're going to do.
No, continue.
Dwayne Martin. Tisha had been in the game since she was a kid. We're talking Little Shop of Horrors, School Days, House Party, all those films that made her a familiar face to anyone who grew up in the 80s
House
and 90s.
Party was a big one.
Dwayne was holding it down too, building this reputation as a reliable, good-looking brother who could act. But here's the thing that most people either forget. Tisha didn't come into this marriage on a good note. She came into it fresh out of one of the most traumatic professional experiences a woman could face in 1996. Remember the show Martin? Tisha played Gina, the love interest of Martin's character, and she was on that show for most of its run. But during the final season, she left and filed a lawsuit against her co-star Martin Lawrence, alleging,
right before Tisha left the set because she had to. It got to that point.
Now, this was 1996. We were still 21 years away from the Me Too movement, and the entire industry.
Wait, so she alleged that Martin Lawrence raped her?
No, well, he harassed her, like not raped, I don't think.
Oh,
but
okay.
he was inappropriate, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Like
So he
I
had
think
no
he might have
idea how
touched
to
her a few times, or he was being inappropriate.
Okay.
handle a situation like this. And that's the reason Tisha was labeled difficult. People questioned her motives, her character, her future. She went from being a beloved sitcom actress to being canceled overnight. And in that storm of public
Yeah.
scrutiny
So
and
when she, by the
professional
way, when she did
setbacks,
that,
Dwayne Martin.
like people turned on her, man. Like, cause like they loved Martin so much, like they thought that she was making it up, and she pretty much lost her career for a little while after that.
Wow.
Offered her an escape from the chaos, a chance to be seen as more than a victim. They got married in a lavish ceremony, and for Tisha, that marriage became a new lifeline. She wasn't the victim of Martin Lawrence anymore. She was building something new. But here's something that we all know. What looks like a fresh start from the outside is actually the onset of a different kind of nightmare, and the trap was set from day one.
This is a different change in my life. Am I going to make it? I don't know. But it really is one of those things where I just got to move forward, and I have the means to do it. Yeah.
Tisha's transition from victim to wife and mother created this psychological reliance on the marriage as proof of her stability. She needed that marriage to work, not just because she loved Dwayne, but because it validated her survival. If the marriage failed, it felt like the Martin Lawrence trauma had won, like she had traded one nightmare for another and still couldn't escape. And this reliance, this desperate need for the marriage to be okay, that's likely what contributed to her willingness to endure the trauma, which began just months after the wedding.
I'm supposed to slow down, figure this out, and it's not just for him. It's
Man, I feel bad for any woman that marries a man and then the man's like,
Literally one of my best friends, she and I might have told you that story where she married another friend of mine who I introduced them, and I explained to her way before they started like really dating that, hey, he kind of likes men too, right?
Yeah.
He claimed to be bisexual. I don't know, but I warned her, right? And they still ended up somehow eloping, going to Vegas and getting married, and their marriage was good for like the first 6 to 8 months, I think. And then after that, he started falling into his old patterns of like gay porn and, cruising around Sunset.
I've heard men that, like the dick, like they can't go back,
No, and that's why I said I don't believe men can be bisexual. They're not. I think men are just gay, and the ones that claim to be bi don't want to admit that they're just gay.
I think you're right.
It's for me too. So it helps me in everything that I do.
Now, to understand what was happening with Tisha, we have to check out Dwayne Martin's real power in Hollywood. Dwayne was central to this circle called Real Husbands of Hollywood. Now, the show was a parody of reality TV, but it also highlighted the genuine nature of Black Hollywood's male elite. And at the center of that web of influence was Dwayne's friendship with Will Smith.
I live in LA. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I live in Los Angeles. There's a lot of
What's up with
opportunities.
these hats?
These guys are wearing freaking pimp hats.
I'm like, how come I don't have one?
Wait, did they call each other to coordinate? I mean, I'm confused.
I don't know either, man. And what I really love is that the hat matches their outfits.
Right? Like this guy's wearing the salmon color.
I don't.
This guy's.
I live in Los Angeles.
I feel like there's certain
There's a lot of
outfits only Black
opportunities
guys
I
can get away
don't-
with wearing. You know what I mean?
That's 100% true.
Get because the guys don't want me to see them with their boyfriends, and I've suffered from that. Do you think me saying Will like guys? Because I said it and I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. I know it for the most.
So this guy, he used to work with Will Smith, and he
I'll
said,
never forget that one of the first Will Smith movies that I watched was the one where he's gay.
Oh, 6 Degrees of Separation?
6 Degrees of Separation.
Yes.
That was like, I think, one of the first Will Smith movies I ever watched.
Yeah, he
And
was very, very gay in that
Verbal?
movie.
We watched that in school.
Oh, that's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, they put it on, and I'm like, my English teacher put it on, I think, and then I was like, what is this movie about? Like, I was like so bored the whole time.
Wow.
And then I was like, wait, what the hell's going on? Like, because like how you like at first you're like, what the fuck is this shit? And then like, Will Smith is gay, like in the movie, and then you're like, what the fuck? Because you're like, he's in bed with this other dude. Like, I guess it becomes like it's a whole thing. And like I was like, I guess they were trying to teach us about like coming out of the closet. I don't know.
That's crazy. That'd be like watching like Requiem for a Dream, right? To learn about drug abuse, right? Like,
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How do you watch that in school?
I know. We were like in grade 8, I think, grade 8 or grade 9. Yeah, grade 9. I think they put it on grade 9. I was like, what? What is this movie?
What? By me saying that, I hope it doesn't strike a nerve in anybody, but I'm saying I live in LA.
Yeah.
And there's a lifestyle that is kept quiet.
A secret society.
A
Yeah.
gay
Will Smith,
lifestyle.
by the early
Yeah.
2000s, was arguably the biggest
Well,
movie
wait.
star on the
So
planet.
there's a gay
His
lifestyle,
association with
and then what
Dwayne was not.
what he's talking about is the closeted gay lifestyle, right?
Mm.
Because there's a lot of guys you think are straight in Hollywood that are very gay.
Oh.
So
like
that
Pascal.
that's what he's talking about. No, Pascal's like blatantly gay.
Is he?
I mean,
They tried to say that he had like girlfriends, and then all his girlfriends were like, "We were just friends."
yeah,
Like,
they're all
nothing happened.
beards. They're all beards.
Yeah.
Casual. They were frequently photographed together at events, premieres, and vacations. Now for Tisha, this closeness to Will Smith's circle provided some real benefits, career opportunities and social approval, but it also came at a cost, and the cost was absolute silence. As the wife of Smith's best friend, she became the gatekeeper. She was tasked with protecting the image of both men. If anyone asked questions about the nature of Dwayne and Will's friendship,
crazy.
she was supposed to make it seem like normal guy friendship, even when it
Ooh.
felt like something else. Because the rumors about Will and Dwayne's so-called friendship have been floating around since the early 2000s. Back in 2012, Star Magazine ran an exclusive report claiming Will and Jada were on the verge of divorce. An insider revealed that Will took Dwayne on an exotic vacation, and an eyewitness allegedly spotted them having a romantic dinner. At the time, this was dismissed as tabloid nonsense.
Did you
Will
hear
and
that?
Jada
Took
were
him on
America's
an
golden
island
couple.
vacation.
Dwayne was their
What? The dude.
Took a dude on an island vacation.
And had a romantic dinner.
That
Oh
yeah.
my god. This doesn't even seem like it's a tryst. This is like a full-on relationship.
Guys, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but like Will Smith is gay.
I think everybody knew this.
I know.
good
but-
friend, but Tisha was paying attention. And more importantly, she was being asked to hide this whole stuff.
My husband is the leader of our household, but I asked him if I could lead in this particular journey.
In 2013, Jada addressed rumors about Will in an interview, and her response was interesting.
I've always told Will, you can do whatever you want as long as you can look at yourself in the mirror and be okay.
Wow.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, Will is his own man. I'm here as his partner, but he is his own man. He has to decide who he wants to be. And that's not for me to do for him.
Now, on the surface, that sounds like a supportive wife talking about her husband's individuality. But in the context of the rumors, it sounds like someone curating a fake narrative. And Tisha, during all of this, was on the front lines of the defense.
Yeah, I was gonna say sounds like a lot of cope.
There was
But-
a lot, man, and I actually feel bad for Tisha Campbell. I think that's rough.
Darren's like, I don't really care about any of these people. I don't either, Darren, but we're still watching this because it's fun. Celebrity gossip is fun.
Yeah,
She was the wife who would tweet things like, usually I ignore negativity, but I'm tired of the media attacking the Smiths. They're an amazing
Ooh.
couple, and I wish people would stop perpetuating lies and leave them alone. She was protecting an image that
Will
required
alone.
Yeah.
You might like to suck dick once in a while, but just leave the bro alone.
But it's
Why
also like
can't you
you
just
understand
suck
now
some
also
dick?
why like Will Smith's kids are all fucked up, right?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like, the apple doesn't fall far, I guess,
her silence, but the silence couldn't last forever. Eventually, the truth finds a way to surface. January 2019. That's when Tisha Campbell filed for a restraining order against Dwayne Martin, and the affidavit she
Oh,
filed
wow.
shattered the public image of their marriage completely. Tisha swore under penalty of perjury that this was not a recent development triggered by the divorce. She said the was a foundational element of the marriage. It had been there from the beginning. In December 2018, Just weeks before she filed, Tisha described Dwayne grabbing her by the arm to try to get her in the bedroom. She also claimed being pinned against a wall by her throat until she had trouble breathing.
What?
I felt myself hurl myself into a corner and ball up. And I think I blacked out because the next thing I remember was the pain, and I was back in my body.
Beyond the physical violence, the horror included something that many folks describe as equally damaging: relentless psychological attacks, specifically body shaming. Tisha described being constantly belittled about her weight and her appearance. This wasn't occasional criticism. This was a systematic effort to erode her self-esteem, to make her feel unlovable, to make her feel lucky to be in the marriage despite everything. And here's the
Ooh.
part that really shows the calculated
So
nature of the
abusive.
Tisha admitted in her affidavit that she kept the abuse hidden specifically to protect her family and the public image of her spouse. She knew exactly what she was sacrificing by staying silent. She was sacrificing herself to protect Dwayne Martin, and he allegedly knew exactly how to use that against her.
What does he say about all this? Has he said anything?
I mean, not really. He says some really vague things and tries to make it look like he was like, that she's lying basically, but
Oh, okay. I'm guessing none of this has gone to like
it's
court
not
or anything,
convincing.
right?
Huh?
Oh, has any of this gone to like court or anything, or is
Well,
this
other
like,
than divorce and all that, no, divorce court, but like it hasn't gone to like criminal court.
there's no criminal anything? Mm.
I kind of knew something was up with my child, which is what I would tell all of my friends. Something's up with this kid. And they would, proceed to tell me, no, you're just a, first time mom. But I kind of knew there was something happening the minute I brought him home from the hospital.
In an industry where positive representations of Black marriage were rare, exposing Dwayne as felt like a betrayal of the community. It felt like feeding into negative stereotypes. Dwayne Martin allegedly took advantage.
Do you believe her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I believe her.
Of her loyalty. He understood that Tisha's commitment to their public image was stronger than her commitment to her own safety. As long as she believed that protecting him was protecting Black love itself, she would stay silent. And that silence enabled
Aw.
financial manipulation. It allowed him to stay in a secret relationship with Will Smith.
That's really sad that she like wanted like the Black love thing like that. That's really, I don't know. That's sad.
It's sad, but it's also stupid because like your relationship is your relationship, right? It's not supposed to
Yeah.
be the symbol for anybody else. It's just
Yeah.
your relationship.
But it's the kind of thing that you like basically you get influenced into, right? Like you're like, you have to be like this for this community, and like, you know what I mean? Like there's like all these like pressures on like the women and the men to like, be a certain way. And the guy's like, I'm just gay, man.
Yeah.
And the chick's like, I want to be married to a man that loves me and like, doesn't body
But see,
shame me.
that's the other problem with this, right? Like she's trying to protect the marriage and quote unquote Black love and all that. But it's not even an issue of him just cheating on her. It's the fact that he's also gay, right?
Yeah.
And being gay in the Black community, especially back in those times, like, the early
Mm.
2000s and 90s, that was a no-go, man. You couldn't be a big star and be Black and gay.
And gay. And see, the thing is, though, is like the more I hear this stuff, the more I understand why Jada is the way she's like, though. Because I mean, she's like that too. Like she's like, I married a gay man. I might as well go have some fun too, like so that's why she's like sleeping around with the different dudes, and then she
Oh
was
yeah,
like, we have an
and
open
Jada
marriage.
is also bisexual, so I mean, she's
Yeah, I
been
don't
with
think
women.
she cares. Like she was, I don't know. Wait,
No, but no, I get what you're saying, right? Because if you're married to somebody who's gay, like you can't fault the woman for wanting to be with like a man,
yeah. Will ain't gay. Come on, man. No, I'm telling you,
Bruh.
man. Go watch 6 Degrees of Separation. It's been a long time. It's been in the zeitgeist for a long time that he's gay.
You could bury your head in the sand all you want, man. Will Smith likes balls. So.
I think he might be.
And apparently, and we're about to find out in this video, apparently Will is a bottom.
Oh,
So
This didn't have to get worse, man.
It enabled
they're
the
gonna
elaborate
talk
scheme
about
that
it.
would eventually bring down the whole house of cards. Because here's what happens when you trap someone in a relationship. You can control everything about them, their finances, their connections, and their perception of reality. And Tisha Campbell would discover exactly how far that control extended when she tried to leave. But we're not there yet. First, we need to understand the financial mess that Dwayne Martin constructed and how it connected all the way to Will Smith himself. That's where this story turns into a full-scale Hollywood scandal.
With Tisha Campbell Martin and Dwayne Martin. They filed for bankruptcy not too long ago. They cited about $15 million worth of debt.
In January 2016, Tisha and Dwayne Martin filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. They declared $15 million in debt, but the trustee, who's this federal official tasked with finding assets for creditors, started noticing something strange. The couple's lifestyle didn't match their declared statements. They were living large, driving nice cars, and still maintaining this image of success while claiming they were completely broke. And here's where it gets interesting. The centerpiece of their bankruptcy was this 9,000 square foot mansion in Chatsworth, California. It was purchased in 2006, back when the market was good. But when the market crashed, the home's value dipped below the mortgage owed. Dwayne negotiated a short sale with the bank, where the bank agreed to sell the home for less than the debt to a third party. But here's what the trustee discovered. The third-party buyer was actually a shell company called Rox LLC. And Rox LLC wasn't some independent investor coming in to help out. The trustee alleged that Rox LLC was controlled by Dwayne Martin himself. He was buying his own house back from the bank at a big discount, wiping out the mortgage debt while secretly retaining ownership. To maintain the illusion, Dwayne signed a lease with Rox LLC, paying $5,000 a month in rent to himself. Then he listed the home for sale at $2.6 million. His plan was to sell it, pay off the nominal debt held by Rox LLC, and pocket the difference of $1.3 million, tax-free and hidden from his bankruptcy creditors. But here's the million-dollar question. Where did the cash come from?
Dude, this guy went way beyond freaking Wesley Snipes, and he didn't get shit. Like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This guy should have been like freaking investigated, man. Wesley Snipes, like he's dodged some taxes for a couple of years.
A bankrupt Dwayne Martin didn't have $1.3 million lying around. Someone had to fund this operation. Interestingly, during the divorce proceedings, Tisha Campbell discovered the real person funding this whole scheme. She tried to convince Dwayne to tell the truth, but he refused. He wanted her to keep protecting him by staying quiet. That's the moment everything changed. Tisha went to the trustee. She became the whistleblower against her own husband and handed over evidence that would expose the scheme and lead investigators to Will Smith.
Can't go into much detail about the past because there was a confidentiality agreement. But I was actually kind of shocked. There were people in my ear saying, be quiet, don't say anything. And then there were other people who were like, you need to back back. But I took a day and I said, I'm gonna just hit him up. And so I was like, hey, and he was like, T. I said, yo, are we good? Right. And he was like, yeah, T, don't read into what it is. There's a lot of people that's trying to bring up the past and trying to make it news today. But, T, we're good. I love you. I love your family.
Court documents revealed that in 2012, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith extended a loan of $1.4 million to Dwayne Martin. The trustee subpoenaed Will Smith's financial records and personal emails to trace the funds. The emails allegedly showed Dwayne Martin putting pressure on Will Smith to finance the transaction. This suggests one of two things. Either Dwayne felt entitled to Smith's resources, or Smith felt an obligation to support Martin's lifestyle. Either way, it was a different level of financial entanglement between two married men.
With everything, with success, with failure.
I mean, he felt like close enough to this dude to be like, let me help you out with that much money.
Yeah, and Will was probably like scared he was going to expose him or something, right? So there was probably some blackmail in this.
Well, or like you don't want this to come out, do you? Because so and so knows and so knows. So like you don't know who's gonna talk. So
relationships, if you put in certain kinds of things and certain kinds of mechanisms, then you can get a successful result.
Now, let's put this in context. Dwayne met Will Smith on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1993. That's where their bestie relationship began. And for decades, they were frequently photographed together, vacationing together, building this image of Hollywood brotherhood. Guests at Dwayne's 35th birthday party revealed Will Smith even bought him a Bentley. leading to the conversation
Whoa,
about the nature of
nah,
their
bruh.
friendship. But in 2011,
Hold up. Friends
Bought him
don't
a
buy
Bentley.
each other fucking Bentleys, man. Like that's something you buy your mistress, right? Like
Wait, no, they do, because don't you remember in like Entourage that guy like bought his whole crew Bentleys and stuff?
yeah, okay, but his whole crew, like I don't know, like as a personal gift, you're giving your friend a Bentley. Like I don't know about that. Like,
If you're rich, I think you would. They'd be like, well, yeah, man, I got you a car.
shit, I'll give him a Honda maybe, but like a Bentley, like that, a Bentley
If you're,
says
but
something.
that's the thing that like when you're in a different like bracket, you know, monetarily, like that is a Honda for you. Like you're getting a Bentley, like Bentley becomes a Honda, and then you know you have like I don't know different higher scale cars. I guess I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just an
These people
asshole.
are
'Cause
rich.
I'll be damned if I'm buying somebody a Bentley, man. Like that's wild.
I just remember from Entourage when that guy, like, remember when he got like when he made it, like he bought Turtle and his like what was it, his brother, cousin, whatever it was.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. He bought them
He
all
was
like Aston Martins or something like that.
Yeah, and then he was like, and then his manager was like, "What are you doing? Like, you can't go
Yeah.
around buying everybody cars. What the fuck, dude? Like, well, that's how your money's gonna go."
No, I mean that's fair, I guess. But
Live a little, yeah. God, Dante, fucking cheap
hey,
bastard.
I'm just saying.
leading to the conversation about the nature of their friendship. But in 2011, something happened that intensified these rumors. Will and Dwayne took a trip to Trinidad without their wives. Reports from that time
Oh.
described them as potentially being on the down low.
Okay, see that is kind of gay.
That's crazy.
Unless you're gonna go hunt bitches, like you know, unless they're like we're not gay, we're going on a vacation together to like have an affair with other women on this Bahamas place or whatever.
Okay, like a bunch of guys
Without our
going on
wives.
vacation together is one thing, but you going just with your one special friend, like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Can it be like we're going as like wingmen? So like we're gonna just cheat on our wives with other women? Does it have to be that they're gonna go bang each other, Dante? I don't know.
I'm just
I don't
saying. I'm just saying it's sus.
It is sus, man.
You
That's all I'm
scared
saying.
that she gonna tell all those freakers about you and Wayne, huh?
Ow.
Dwayne Martin. That's what you're scared of. Go ahead and let it come out, Will. Just tell her. Yeah, that's why Tisha left on Wayne. Come on, Will. Just put it out there, bro.
Oh my god.
Everybody know. Anybody from LA know you and Dwayne are an idol. Stop letting her extort you for that little secret. You may not know or think people know.
Wait, who is he talking about? Don't let her extort you. Is he talking about Jada or is he talking about the other girl?
Oh no, I think he's talking about Tisha Campbell.
Tisha? Okay.
Well, we all know, though.
If this is all true, the $1.4 million loan takes on a very different meaning. It wasn't just a small help. It was a
It was a
financial
payoff.
lifeline designed to keep Dwayne in the lifestyle that his relationship with Smith required. If Dwayne Martin went broke and lost his home, he would lose his access to the elite circles where he and Smith socialized. He would lose the stuff that made their relationship possible. The money wasn't a gift. It was a way of keeping Dwayne comfortable.
I think the whole Dwayne Martin rumor is just too convenient for me, right? It'd be different if you were a best friend and if Will Smith was indeed gay, he's hunched more people than Dwayne Martin. You know what I'm saying?
While the bankruptcy documents provided the financial skeleton of the scandal, the flesh was added years later by a former personal assistant and close friend of Will Smith.
This is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room.
Listen to this.
And that's when I see Dwayne and having anal Will.
Let me process that for a second.
Wait, what?
Wait, keep listening.
I gotta go back.
Dressing room, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal Will.
Let me process that for a second.
What?
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him.
No! No!
He was murdering him.
In his interview with Tash
Will
K,
was bent over the couch while Dwayne was standing behind him, killing it. When I saw this part, I had to stand up and take a breath. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is insane.
Oh
Yeah, no, that yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Will was bent over the couch while Dwayne was in back
Oh
killing
my
it.
God. I did not expect that. What the fuck, man? Look at this pause face, too, after we hear that. Oh my God.
No, this is wild stuff.
I am without speech.
Brother Bilal claimed to have walked in on Will Smith and Dwayne Martin getting freaky on a couch. He described Martin as the more dominant partner and shared details that left little doubt about what he claimed to have witnessed.
Dwayne Martin was allegedly beating Will Smith in front of the bike.
They said Dwayne was doing the bending.
No.
Will bending will.
Yes.
Now, Bilal's story is important for understanding.
I'm dying.
This is wild stuff.
Oh my God.
This is
I was
wild.
like, no.
Look, man, with the kind of week I've had, I needed that laugh because fuck.
Oh my God, I like this. This was so funny. What this guy just said was so funny. I'm sorry, I have to listen to that again.
No, play it again.
And shared details that left little doubt about what he claimed to have witnessed.
Dwayne Martin was allegedly beating Will Smith in front of the bike.
They said Dwayne was doing the bending.
Look,
No.
the camera.
Will bending will.
Yes.
Now, Bilal's story is important for understanding Tisha Campbell's experience. It provides a potential explanation for the horror she lived through. If her husband was indeed engaged in an intense, passionate, arguably romantic relationship with one of the most famous men on earth, the psychological toll would be immense. It would explain so much of what she described. And the silence, the 20 years of silence, that makes sense too. Because if Tisha ever revealed what she saw, it wouldn't just end her marriage. It would expose Will Smith in a crazy way.
Now, I don't really understand how we went through the bankruptcy, honestly, but that.
I mean, I'm surprised Will hasn't sued her or something.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Again, that would bring like stuff to light, right?
I was about to say it'd be easier to let it be rumor
Yeah.
than to sue, right?
Yeah, because then that discovery's a bitch.
And then they start calling in witnesses.
Yeah, like this guy that walked in on the couch scene.
Yeah, Your Honor,
Oh
he was
my
beating the brakes off of Will.
God.
Right? Like, I mean,
Shit.
he was clapping cheeks, you know, like.
God. Can you like imagine you walking on someone that famous, like banging another dude? Like that's so crazy.
Look,
That was
man,
kind of
I've seen some things, but yeah, it's not something you ever want to walk in on.
Some
Yeah.
things. You want to share some of the
Yeah,
stuff?
no,
you've
I'm just
seen?
saying,
Not
like, you
not
see
tonight.
things.
Not tonight. Okay, it's okay.
From it, so I don't really know how we got through it, but it really is just taking yourself outside of it and keeping moving forward. I just move forward.
Here's something that speaks louder than any statement Tisha could have made. In 2012, when the Star magazine rumors surfaced, Tisha aggressively supported the Smiths. But when Brother Bilal's allegations emerged in 2023, Tisha did not rush to defend her ex-husband or Will Smith against his claims. Her actions suggested she found Bilal's statements credible, or at the very least, she wasn't willing to put herself on the line to deny them anymore. After decades of being the gatekeeper, the defender, the protector of images that weren't hers to protect.
Wait. Did this chick just say the gatekeeper or the gatekeeper?
I mean, tomato at this point, right? I mean, I mean,
Tisha Campbell finally chose silence over lies. But we're not done yet, because there's more to this story, especially if y'all take a look at Lisa Ray's old interview.
Now, you tell me about Dwayne Martin, who's married to Tisha Campbell, who's
So-
good friends with.
pause it for a minute.
From
So
Tisha.
the woman in the white, so her, Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin, the three of them were in a sitcom together.
Okay.
So they were all in the same sitcom. Okay, now you can play it.
Okay.
Her soon-to-be ex. I heard about that. I didn't know what to believe.
Unfortunate they've been married for so long, and
he's still good friends with Will Smith, though, correct?
I don't know that either. I just know he's not my friend anymore.
Lisa married Michael Missick, who was the prime minister of Turks and Caicos. She then introduced her husband to her friend and co-star, Dwayne Martin. But looking back, Lisa Ray has called this one of the worst things she ever did.
Well, you know, when you introduce your friend to your husband, I did that for business, for association, for relationship. And when it went sour and I had a sidebar with Dwayne and said, hey, you know, what are you doing and why are you doing it? And I don't.
He became better friends with your husband than you were.
He started, you know, being in places that he shouldn't have been.
Where?
My friend. Just along with the shenanigans.
In your living room when you come home from work and you're like, Dwayne, what are you doing here? I didn't call you. Michael, why are you entertaining him?
I made it very clear that we were not friends anymore and that he was not welcome in my home anymore.
On the Wendy Williams show, Lisa Ray claimed that Dwayne played a central role in destroying her marriage. And when she described what happened, it sounded similar to what Tisha Campbell went through. Dwayne, whom she considered a brother, began introducing her husband to other women. This wasn't just infidelity. This was like matchmaking, creating a network. But this isn't the only time Dwayne was accused of making this kind of arrangement. He was also accused of facilitating Michael's infidelities with Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife.
Was he with Nicole Murphy?
Was who with Nicole Murphy?
Michael?
Yes.
Think about what this means. That role requires two things: trust and silence. Everyone who was part of these arrangements trusted Dwayne to keep things quiet, and Dwayne trusted them to do the same. It was a whole ecosystem built on what people couldn't say publicly. And here's where it all connects back to Tisha. If Dwayne was doing this for other people, what do you think he was doing in his own marriage? What arrangements was he maintaining? What secrets was he keeping?
I heard more rumors about Dwayne than Will.
Oh, you heard rumors about Dwayne. People like to say whatever happens behind closed doors is nobody's business, but when you're a public figure, it is everyone's business.
No, because if you kept it behind closed doors, nobody would know. Therefore, it wouldn't be nobody's business. They bring shit from out the bedroom. That's how we know any goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know what I do in the bed. I don't care what my OnlyFans looks like.
The divorce between Tisha and Dwayne was finalized in 2020. But honestly, the fallout continues to this day.
That's
The
crazy.
financial abuse, the hidden assets, the shell companies, all of it left her with $21 to her name and a whole lot of questions about where the money went. Dwayne Martin allegedly spent years positioning assets where Tisha couldn't find them, building a financial fortress that she couldn't access, and leaving her with $7 when she finally walked away.
You, because
Left
you
her
went
with
through a divorce, and
$7.
if I read correctly, they said you had $7.
$7?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Left your name, is that true?
That's true. Actually, no. The story was I had $21 in my pocket and a knife cost $7. And I wanted to pay for the knife, but it was Christmas and I had a choice to try to get some extra toys for my kids.
When Dwayne got engaged to model Ashley Marie Jones,
I
reports
don't know if I
surfaced
buy
that Tisha
that.
Campbell had issued a warning to his new fiance. Sources claimed Tisha warned Ashley to keep him off her male friends and explicitly referenced Dwayne's background. Now, this is huge. This is Tisha stating, arguably for the first time without legal pressure, that her husband's manhood was a known issue in their marriage. Back in the day when she filed the restraining order, she was in legal mode. Everything she said was under oath, forced to support her case. But now, she had no pressure. That warning was her way of saying what she couldn't say for 20 years. I know what you are. I know what you did, and I'm warning your future wife so she can protect herself. And Tisha has used social media to signal her stance over the years. Back in 2020, during Jada Pinkett Smith's entanglement scandal with August Alsina, Tisha commented, "The truth always comes out. They will lie till the end." Now, Tisha didn't name any names, but she wrote "will" in all caps twice. And in the context of everything that was coming out about the Smiths' marriage, it felt like a jab at the elite circle she once protected.
Storms come, and people need to understand there are in those low
Russell
moments.
says $7 plus assets, royalties, etc. How much could the royalties have been though?
Yeah,
it's not like it's
I really don't
syndicated.
know what she got or didn't get. Like, I mean, it sounds like he was hiding money and assets.
We're not talking about like Friends, like
Yeah.
when you talk about royalties, like we're not talking about Friends or Seinfeld. We're talking about some rando show nobody fucking watches.
Yeah, there were no royalties
No?
from that show.
Fine.
Maybe
You're not
from
getting
Martin,
shit.
but not from that show.
Plus assets, like what? Like cars? She's certainly not getting that house.
No.
So I don't know.
there's always just wait one more second, one more day. I have some amazing other people in my life, like, you know, friends who just are just like, we got this.
Recently, a former violinist named Brian Scott Joseph filed a lawsuit against Will Smith.
Oh, I
and the
heard about
allegations paint a pattern that's consistent with everything we've seen. Joseph claims he was hired to work with Will Smith on a tour project.
You heard about
At
that,
first,
right?
everything seemed
Yeah, I
normal.
heard about this.
Then he says the relationship started to change. Will Smith began grooming him for personal pleasure. He allegedly stated they had a special connection while
Okay, this one I'm not really sure because like this dude is weird as AF. And he kind of makes shit up, I feel like. So I don't know if this is like related, but I
Yeah, I mean,
don't
look,
believe this dude.
all of this is you know, hearsay for the most
Hearsay.
part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this specific thing I know is kind of like bullshit because I like read into it, and it was like this is really taking advantage of the situation. This is not. That's
Sure.
like it's not what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably
spending
like
time-
an opportunist.
Yeah, like a total opportunist. Like he's like, you know, it's fucked up. Like you got to go read about it, but it's not quite what you know. It wasn't what the headlines were projecting it. You got to read
Right.
the article.
I'm alone together. Joseph also reported a traumatic series of events, including an alleged intrusion into his Las Vegas hotel room, where he returned to find a handwritten letter saying, "Brian, I'll be back, just us," with a drawn heart signed Stone F, which is also one of Will Smith's nicknames. After reporting this to the management team, Joseph alleges he was accused of lying and fired from his job.
Earlier this year, I was hired to be a performer on a major tour with somebody who is huge in the industry. So I was excited, you know, proud of myself for getting the opportunity. Unfortunately, some things happened, and I can't get into the details of exactly what that was because it's already a legal issue right now. But the reason why I'm speaking out.
Yeah, see, the thing is like, if it was true, I mean, he wouldn't he know that there's, you know, I don't know. It just feels like that, like all the stuff is coming out about Will Smith, and then this guy's like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
About
No,
this
I
is
get it.
because getting fired or getting blamed or shamed or threatened or anything like that simply for reporting sexual misconduct or safety threats at work is not okay. And I know that there's a lot of other people out there who have been afraid to speak up, and I understand. And if that's you, I see you. And that's pretty much it.
Whether these
Because he was like saying that somebody broke into his room and like did a bunch of weird shit.
allegations
Yeah, I
are
mean,
true
that one
will be
I'm not
decided
sure about.
in court, but it adds to a list of evidence that creates a disturbing picture of Will Smith's real personality, which also played a
But
major
it does show you, like, I mean, yeah, it's all hearsay, but like, there is a pattern of weird shit that surrounds Will Smith. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time, very gay shit. So,
role in breaking Tisha Campbell's marriage. Her relationship was a horror show of control and financial ruin because it was designed to sustain a lie. Dwayne Martin's intense relationship with Will Smith required a cover-up. Tisha Campbell was that person. She was the wife who made everything look normal. For 20 years, she
Beard
deflected
wife.
rumors about her husband's relationship with Will Smith. She defended their friendship when questions surfaced. She endured physical damage, emotional breakdown, and financial issues to protect a fake bond. The $1.4 million loan from Will Smith was proof of what she was protecting. Tisha paid for that silence with her body, her mind, her money, and 2 decades of her life. But when the court demanded the truth and Tisha realized she could go to prison for Dwayne's fraud, she made the decision to stop lying. In doing so, she shattered the protective dome over Dwayne Martin and Will Smith.
Even though this is something that happened a long time ago, you could still make it happen in your mind every single day
Over
in
and
your
over
walk in life, over
Right.
and over again, becoming and still maintaining being a victim. That's not what I do.
Right.
And I've never been a victim to it, but there was some remnants up in there.
Absolutely.
And so this is my way of telling him, I forgive you and I forgive myself.
Wow.
I have to.
So here's what I want to know from y'all. What do you guys think about this Will Smith connection?
wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I
What
was
a
like,
great
I was stoned and just
story.
watching it, and my jaw was on the ground, and I was like, wow.
That's great. Now we know that. Well, more than
Now we know that Will's a bottom.
yeah, yeah. Oh my god, that's so sad.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Ooh, that's terrible. All right. On that note,
On that note.
Verbal had a lot of fun tonight, even though the topic was not great. You know, the topic was the
We
hard
had some good laughs though.
Yeah, we had some good laughs. We made the most of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. So before we leave, please let everyone know where they can find you and what you got going on next.
Next, yeah, guys, I'll probably have a video or two that I'll pop out over the next couple of days. You can always catch me on Flashcast on Saturdays. Georgia Giant Slayer on Sunday. So, and of course, Film Thread on Monday.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And we're gonna probably be hanging out soon as well for another review. I think we're gonna be reviewing the studio soon.
Oh yeah.
Maybe this Sunday or next Sunday. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll get in touch with Michelle and we'll figure that out. We'll see where she's at because I gotta still do another rewatch of it, which doesn't matter because it's a good show. But we're gonna probably hang out and review the studio. That'll be fun. And I just want to thank you guys, everybody who tuned in today. Thank you for the super chats, Rumble rants, all the good stuff, memberships. Thank you. And thank you to Robert Barnes. Make sure you guys check out his channel, obviously, Viva Barnes on Locals and on Rumble. And I do have Robert's own website and his Twitter and everything in the description. So make sure you check him out across all the socials and everything. And as for me, you can find me on this channel on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, where I balance out this show and all the crazy world that we live in, all the gay stuff that's happening with, some just good old fashioned turtle love and just, good humans and, talk about good things. So if you're interested in getting a white pill, because I sure as hell need it this week, man, it's been a rough one. Come and hang out with me Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern and let me white pill you. It'll be fun. And that's it, I think. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone.